So I've hit a fork in the road in my life. I could try to go on, be successful in life, and start working towards going to be a successful adult and be worthful, or I could play a video game about a monkey in a hamster ball. Now, I think I made the right choice, and you know where this joke is going. Yeah, I chose the monkey. Okay, so I ordered it off eBay. It should be here in about a week, so I just have to wait till then, and you know. Yeah, so they delayed it a day, each day for a week. But now it's here! I just gotta open it, and then pop it in, and... Ah, frick. Okay, well, I was scammed, but I ordered a higher priced disc only, so hopefully it works. Yeah, so after inspecting this disc, it seems like he ate a condiment sandwich with a knife using this as the plate. Okay, it arrived. This is actually the broken one. I put the real one inside the case. Monkey Ball was released as an arcade cabinet in February of 2001. It was created and developed by Amusement Vision and owned and distributed by Sega. It later got a souped-up, more finalized version for the Nintendo GameCube under the title Super Monkey Ball. Now, some could argue that this is just a better re-release. But then why would it put that on there, huh? Yeah, that's on there. But before we start, of course, we gotta look at the cover, right? You see, right here, we got crappy 3D models, the logo. Turn to the back, it's got all the stuff included. And then we got II on crack. Hold on, I want to read this real quick. Hey, party animals! Call your friends and warn your neighbors. It's time to have a ball. Go bananas with 90+ stages, multiplayer madness, and 7 cool ways to play. Equal parts party and game. Super Monkey Ball could be the most well-rounded game you've ever played. It's monkeys and hamster balls. But without further ado, this is Super Monkey Ball. Okay, I'll admit, that's not what I was expecting. Oh, and the story for this game was just the monkey family wants bananas. And there's some fat, creepy guy, too, named Gongon. So we got 2 sections for party games and mini games, and then we got main game, which is, of course, the original arcade game, and then some. The fact that this was an arcade game really makes sense when you look at the difficulty progression. We have 10 stages for beginner, 30 stages for advanced, and 50 stages for expert. So starting off beginner of main game, you're greeted with... Weird! Yeah, so the best way to really understand how this works is to realize you don't move your character, you move the stage. Sort of. See, it's weird. You'll get used to it after a while. So I've decided to start logging my experiences with the game. And I'm surprised how often you can keep getting better at this game. There are some games where you get used to it, you figure out how to do it, but you never really get better. This is one of those games where if you practice, you get better and better, and I think that's really cool. I just don't know how they did it. Alright, so it took a while to get used to the controls, but after I did, beginner was really easy. I even got the extra stages. But now I'm gonna go on to advanced. Right. This music's pretty good. Speaking of the music, it is surprisingly amazing. It fits and complements the gameplay well, and it's honestly pretty calming, but not too calming. It really works, and it's also really catchy. I'll play some samples for you right now. Okay, I've tried a couple times for advanced. I was able to get really good at getting to the goal that takes you to floor 10. Gosh dang it, I. Okay guys, it's starting to ramp up in difficulty. Advanced is pretty advanced. I don't die. I please. So there's this swirly one here. The momentum's a little weird. You gotta keep going around. I've died to it a couple times. It's not that bad though. I've still gotten it a few times. Alright, I've made it to the final stage. I have no more lives left. Let's go. Oh, no! It's day 4. I finally beat advanced. Alright, I guess it's time to go on to expert now. Alright, so after the first few stages, I'm not getting good vibes. It's way too much not a good sign for me.
Well, how about we take a break from the main game and play some of the side games, like Monkey Fight?
Oh, hell yeah!
Well, the only reason why they're separated is because this one you can play simultaneously with other people, and this one you have to take turns, which they should really just be put together. It really doesn't matter. But let's go through these together. First up, Monkey Fight.
Game settings. Final round.
What is this? Who made this? It's boring. Monkey Target. Now this one is supposedly the best out of all the mini-games. Keep telling yourself that. Next up we have Monkey Race. It's about what you'd expect. It's a little disorienting because the physics aren't the same as they are in main game, but it's really not that special. I mean, the items aren't really worth talking about, and the stages are just kind of there. Monkey Billiards, it's 9-ball. Monkey Bowling, it's weird bowling I dislike, and it's really weird and I hate it. Monkey Golf, besides the fact that the power meter's a little weird and I don't really understand it, it's fine enough. So that's all the mini games and party games, and really I think my favorite's just Monkey Billiards because it's 9-ball, and I like 9-ball. But back to main game.
I hate expert floor 4. It's terrible! This is getting way too hard for me, guys. Day 5, still an expert 4.
Well, in terms of main game multiplayer, there is normal mode, which you can take turns, and then there's competitive mode, where you can play split screen at the same time and go against each other. Let's try that.
Alright, so I guess I'm playing as 2 different characters with 2 different joysticks at once. Wow! About time we do this. The GameCube has Rumble? I've just been using the wireless all this time. It doesn't have Rumble. This is amazing.
It's actually pretty fun, but then again, it's main game, and even though main game is ungodly difficult, it's still fun. Oh yeah, and the difficulty! Do I even have to say anything? I think I've made it clear, it's way too hard. Help! Oh, and if you want to go all the way, there are extra stages for beginner, advanced, and expert. To get beginner and advanced extra, you have to go through them without dying. And to get expert extra, you have to go through it without losing a continue. But hey, we're not done! There's master! There's master level! And to get that, you have to go through expert and expert extra without losing a single continue. And your chances of getting through master are just non-existent at this point. So...
Yeah. Alright, I beat floor 4. Alright, I made it past floor 7. It was pretty difficult. In fact, I got there when there was 0 seconds left on the clock. But it was okay. Alright, so floor 9's really not that bad. After floor 4, I've gotten used to the skinny platform shtick. So, I should be good. Alright, I made it past floor 12. Was anyone supposed to play this game without using a continue? I don't think that's possible.
Alright, I'm just gonna remind you how lives and continues work. So you get 3 tries or lives for each continue. There you go. That's all you need to know to realize how hard it is to get extra and master stages.
Day 6. Let's keep going. Okay, it's day 14. I just beat it. I just beat it. I beat expert. Alright, if you expect me to go to master, no. Yeah, so now I just keep the dirty, broken, unusable copy up there in the archival spot. I don't really know what to do with it, but if I was foolish enough to fall for buying it, maybe someone else. I played Monkey Ball 1. I liked it. Let's play the sequel. Yeah, I ordered it. There's no special story that goes with it. It just came in about a week, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So I'll open this up. Alright, so we gotta look at the box art again. We got Ion, Crack. Over here we got the monkeys, the other monkeys, and over here we got the yes, the title. If we go to the back, we got all...
Look how disorganized the back of the box is. Up here we've got main game, and below there's just a random assortment of mini games. No particular order and no particular size meaning. It's just a mess.
I want to read this short paragraph on the back. Your favorite monkeys are back with 12 unbelievable party games, an all-new story mode, and over 150 new stages. Let the good times roll. I guess I should play the game now. What just happened?
I love bananas. A quote from II. And then a bunch of bananas just goes hurtling towards Earth at a speed that is, not right for bananas.
I'm gonna need more water.
Okay, familiar territory. We've got mini games, options, and then main game. Story mode. Cool. So now there's a village, and then there's an evil scientist named Dr. Badboon. Ha, funny joke. And then he just makes the entire village starve. Because, I don't know. Hop, step, jump, jump, poo. Let us cooperate, yeah, woo. Magical spell is On to the gameplay.
Ready?
I mean, yeah, this is definitely Monkey Ball. I do feel as if the physics are a little bit different. You seem to get speed quicker. However, that may just be me. If it's not though, then getting speed quicker really fits the level design here. You see, in the first game, it was more easy does it, be careful, precise movements. However, in this game, it's more think fast, get speed, don't mess up.
Look, unfortunately, the alternate goals don't do anything in story mode. They're still there, you can go for them, but it's really just a waste of effort.
Well, this game is much easier. Not only do you have infinite lives in story mode, but it's just so much easier. Oh, except the extra stages. Those can go burn. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still very difficult. It's just that there's much more room for error, and overall the levels aren't as difficult as the first games.
Also, if you're wondering why I'm still using a wireless controller, even though I've established it doesn't have rumble, I like rumble, and I'm a few feet away from the console, it's because I want to play outside. This is fun.
I mean, overall this game feels way much more fleshed out. I mean, from the menus to just how the game's set up, it's just modern in a way. While the first game was more hidden gem. Now you may be asking, who is Jim? Well, I'll tell you. Let's move on to the mini games. First up, we got Monkey Race 2. It's more Monkey Race. There are different levels, but it's still hard to control and not very fun. Monkey Fight 2. They took Monkey Fight and made it even more crazy and overwhelming. But hey, at least you can do this when you win. Monkey Target 2. This is much better because it's easier to control. Still not very fun though. Also, it doesn't have much to do with anything, but I really like this sound effect. Monkey Billiards 2. It's the original, but now you can play more modes. However, I'm not educated enough to know what rotation and Japan 9-ball are, so I'm just happy with 8-ball and US 9-ball. Monkey Bowling 2. 9 pins rule? That's not the bowling I know. I play with 10 pins. It's still bad. Monkey Golf 2. Monkey Golf put on its big boy pants and decided to become real golf instead of mini golf. It's alright, certainly isn't bad. Now onto the new stuff. Monkey Boat. This is hell.
My fingers hurt.
Monkey Shot.
What?
Oh no. Aye. Please. Monkey Dog, wait. I messed up on the script. I messed up. Anyways, Monkey Dog Fight.
What?
I don't know what the end goal is. So, monkey soccer, football, depending on where you live. Yeah, it's about what I expected. It's just okay. Monkey Baseball. It's baseball with monkeys and hamster balls. How fun do you think it is? Monkey Tennis. This is my favorite one. It's just legitimately really fun. So with the first world of Super Monkey Ball 2 done, Dr. Bad Boom makes a deal. If Mimi marries him, he'll let the monkeys live. And she says no, and a reason for doing so is you. So he makes some really dumb statements, and then he decides to just sink the island.
Makes sense.
Using a bomb and a volcano. And this song is a reoccurring thing. So World 2 seems to experiment more with slides and speed. Now Dr. Bad Boom goes underneath the ocean because Gon just hit this floating bomb and blew up the blimp. In this game there are switches that change how the stage moves. Sometimes you will land straight on one when you start the level. If that happens, you typically have to find a switch to slow it down. Or you could go straight for it. There are also seesaws in this game, which they do exactly what you think they do. There are also portals. Wow. Alright, World 3 seems to be getting a little bit harder, not too difficult. Also, they get eaten by a whale. They go to the rib cage. And this whale ate a city. A couple of the stages in World 4 are a little bit annoying, like this one. So they chase Dr. Bad Boom to an island called Kiki Island. And then looking for his hideout is just an entire world, you know? And I'll admit, some of these levels are pretty creative. Most of them are fun, but there are some sticklers here and there that are just annoying and cryptic. Like, in the first game, you knew what you had to do, you just didn't know if you could do it. Here, sometimes I just don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Anyways, the haunted house turns out to be Dr. Bad Boom's lair. And he's making robotic eyes to steal all the bananas, even though he already did that. I don't get it. Alright, so he takes him out to this forest and then tries to commit cannibalism and murder, and he's overall crazy because he tells Mimi to listen to the screams of her friends. Alright, so this world stages are getting a little bit more difficult. Alright, then he decides to go take a bath.
Well, I'm sure somebody out there likes it. You sick freaks. This may not be enough water.
Oh, and Ai's plan is to just tickle him. So they chase him back to his lair and decide to destroy all of his robots. Alright, so they do that and he runs off to space. Not even kidding. Also, World 8 was really hard. World 9's also difficult. Okay, so he goes to his other secret lab. What? And decides his ultimate plan. You know, with all the threats and trying to murder Aya and friends, he decides his biggest plan is to make bananas taste like curry. Alright, I feel now's a good time to talk about the music. It's great, but it doesn't fit as well. Personally, I prefer the first game's music. Now, some people may think I'm crazy, but the music just doesn't fit as well in the second game. The first game had its own style, and honestly, I just liked the music more there. But it's still good here, and worth a listen. So I and friends destroy Bad Boon and decide to stop his plan to make every banana taste like curry. One final hurrah with this song that I don't understand in the slightest. Oh, nice, they're gonna frame that. So for a game with a story mode that has just the weirdest plot points ever, it has a nice little ending, I'll be honest. I do prefer the original, but that's mainly just because I have more fun with it. I don't really know why, I just do. But don't go crucifying me over this, because Monkey Ball 2 is still a great game. I know some people prefer 2, and I can see why. It's just more fleshed out, has some interesting level designs, and overall it's just a cleaner game. However, just gameplay-wise, I have more fun with the original. I have no reason to, I just do.
So the plot in game's only half of it. For the rest, you gotta look at the manual. The hero of this game, he loves bananas so much that he always spends his carefree life thinking, the banana I had today was really delicious. Eat bananas and I'll be high in spirits. Able to overcome any hardship, chanting a magical spell, I poo. E-poo, whatever. He starts his own adventure. No, he starts his adventure with Monkey Ball, whatever. Mimi. She is the future bride of Aya. I'm done with this. Okay, so this is actually kind of ridiculous. It says that Mimi loves Aya more than anything in the world. But Aya loves bananas more than her. Great. And also, if we go down here, it literally says that he came from the future. What? To stop Dr. Bad Boon's plot to prevent the marriage between Ai and Mimi. He is in fact the son of Ai and Mimi. He rarely cries, but once he does, he cries with the loudest voice on Jungle Island. Only Mimi can stop his crying. Don't worry, I'm not addicted to water. I just need more. Okay, my first question is, if he was born, that means that the plot obviously didn't work in the first place. So why would he have to go back in time? Apparently Gon is Ai's rival, and what? I don't know, but just, he's his rival. Nice. Wait, that makes this game a prequel, because in the first game, Gon and Baby were there. And, well, I don't get the timeline. What's with this future stuff? Why is there time travel? This is ridiculous. What? Why? I also got this thing. It's really cool. So that's Super Monkey Ball 2, and honestly, I really liked it. I recommend it to anybody who has a GameCube, and that's pretty much it. But I think I'm addicted to water. Hi, welcome to Living Room. That's right, I'm living in a room. Anybody up for Mario Checkers? Just think I need more games to play. Like, who wants to play Mario Checkers? And I have no one to play with anyways. Freaking Mario Checkers. I don't want whatever you're selling.
Hi, I'm Bob. You can call me Board Game Bill.
Why don't they just call you Board Game Bob?
Don't ask questions.
Come on in! So, you like board games, correct?
Thank you for asking.
Okay. How about tic-tac-toe?
Instead,
So the Nintendo Switch, right? It has games. One of them is Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics. Yeah, so this is a compilation of a bunch of board games, card games, and really whatever they wanted to put on here. But interestingly enough, this game is actually a sequel to a game on the DS titled Clubhouse Games, or 42 All-Time Classics, depending on where you live. Well, you learn something new every day.
All right, I got it set up. Ready to play Someone Call?
Someone Call is a board game where you focus on getting marbles into your store that's on the right-hand side of you. Both players have 6 pits, which you can move marbles around in accordingly to how many there are. If the last marble you put down is in your store, then you get an extra turn. If the last marble you put down is in an empty pit of yours, then you get the other person's marbles adjacent to the slot that you just put yours in. It sounds complicated, but in truth it's extremely simple, and honestly really fun with another person.
Where do we get marbles?
So before each game, there are these little introduction tutorial scenes. There are 4 characters that can appear in them, including boy, girl, man, woman. But I really like them. They do their job as short little tutorials, and they're kind of charming.
Have you played this one before?
You brought me the game!
Speaking of characters, it told me to create one, so here's Uncle Joe. He lives at the South Pole, his favorite food is hamburgers, and his heart's desire is a true love. So Dots and Boxes is a fun little game where you make lines and complete boxes. If you complete a box, you get a point, and then you get to go again. Or you could just do this.
I'm thirsty.
All we have is sippy cups, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Yacht Dice. It's Yahtzee.
This game's kind of like poker, but with dice instead of cards.
You haven't even let go of the dice.
I'm trying!
I'm sure everyone's played 4 in a row, and if you haven't, well, you slide chips into columns and rows. And if you get 4 in a row, or column, or diagonally, you get to win. The next game on the list is Hit and Blow. Okay, so this one's pretty hard to explain, but I'm going to try to anyways. So there are 4 random pegs inside this slot. You have to figure out the position and color of each peg in that slot. To start off, you just have to guess random colors and positions. You could be given a hit, blow, or nothing. A hit is correct color, correct position. A blow is correct color. And nothing is just nothing. You got it wrong. The bulk of the game comes from that they don't tell you which pegs are hit and blows. You have to figure that out on your own. As you go on, you get more and more information, and with that knowledge, you can figure out which pegs are where. It's so satisfying once you actually figure it out, and honestly, this is a pretty fun one, so I recommend it. 9 Mins Morris.
Mill!
I'm scared.
Why?
There's small holes in the board.
You have ones for marbles to go in?
Yeah.
That scares you?
Yes.
This one's alright. You have to line up 3 marbles, and once you do, you can take another person's piece. You go until someone only has 2 pieces.
Hex.
So Hexes is a board game where you connect from one side of yours to the other using hexagon pieces.
See anything wrong with this?
No!
Okay, next is checkers. I'm sure everyone's played checkers, but if you haven't, you moved your pieces. Yeah, so just a quick rundown. You can only move diagonally, you can only attack by hopping over another person's piece, and if you get to the end, you get a king, which means you can move backwards. You go until someone either can't move, or you take all their pieces.
Do you feel a little hungry?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, here you go. I got us some food.
So Hare and Hounds is a pretty cool little game. One person plays as the hare, one person plays as the hounds. The hounds have to trap the hare, and the hare has to escape. It's kind of just okay.
Hare and hounds. I'm the hounds. I'm gonna maul the heckle yes out of you!
Gomoku, you have to line up 5 in a row in any direction on a flat table. That's pretty much it. Dominoes, it's dominoes. You have to line up dominoes according to the number on the dominoes. Chinese checkers.
Ah! Crap. Scared me.
Why?
The holes!
This was my first time ever playing Chinese checkers, and I'm glad to say I learned it, because it's honestly really fun. You have to get your pieces from one side of the board to the other, and you can jump over as many marbles as you need to. Ludo, have you ever played Trouble? Well, it's basically that game.
Hey, I got trouble.
Backgammon. It's that game you get with checkers that you don't know how to play. It's fun. I prefer this to checkers. Yeah, I said it. I prefer backgammon to checkers. Renegade. You have to find ways to connect your pieces to your pieces through the other person's pieces. And you have to get the most of your pieces. And you flip over the other person's pieces. I'm not good at explaining this, but if you look deep into what I said, you'll probably find a tutorial. Chess. It's chess. If you want to go learn chess, go learn chess.
Surrender!
Shogi. It's Asian chess. I prefer this to chess. Go learn chess and shogi.
Surrender!
Mini shogi. It's short shogi.
Surrender!
Hanafuda. This one's kind of cool because Nintendo used to make these cards, but the game overall is not very fun. A cool little thing about the card games is that you can unlock Mario versions of the decks. Richie Mahjong. It's really complicated Asian rummy. I was able to learn most of it through this game, but there's some of it I just don't understand the slightest, so moving on. Last card. Have you played Uno? Because this is a blatant ripoff of Uno.
No, there's a weird rule where you have to call out that you have the last card. Don't forget.
Since we can't play last card together, and it's basically a ripoff Uno, let's play some Uno. Your turn.
What's it for again?
And it's less fun. If you want a good virtual Uno card game, go get Virtual Uno. Blackjack. This one's just as fun without losing $50.
I'm going all in.
Hit me!
Texas Hold'em. It's a version of poker. I don't poker very well, so moving on. President. This is a pretty fun one. You gotta put a higher card than the last person. If the last person put a set, then you have to put a set. It's pretty fun. The first person to go out wins. There are also runs. Sevens. You take turns with 4 people counting up and down from 7. Okay, so Speed is a card game where you have to go up and down from the cards in the middle with your half of the deck. First person to get rid of their half of the deck wins.
I got it!
Matching. Have you ever played matching?
Dang it!
War.
Surrender!
I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to play this, but hey, if you don't, you take 2 cards and see which one is higher.
10 octopus balls, please!
Hey!
Food, I'm kinda hungry.
Takoyaki, where you have to get every single card from ace to 10.
Time to eat!
I know.
Pig's Tail. It's a fun little card game based all around the suits. Your goal is to get the least amount of cards.
Ah, frickin' pigs.
Golf, wait, what?
Ready for golf?
So this is the point where they decide to just let anything into this game. Okay, so this is just overhead golf. It's actually kind of fun. However, I do prefer Wii Golf.
You know how there's poker in this game?
Yeah.
Billiards, it's overhead 8-ball and 9-ball. Bowling, the motion controls suck.
Who's up for bowling?
Like, look at this. I'm just trying to let go of the ball and I can't do it.
Bowling pin!
Darts, the motion controls don't suck. Karam, it's like Indian 8-ball.
For India!
I have no idea why this is not with the board games, but, I mean, it's not. Toy tennis.
Oh boy, I love tennis!
It's simple tennis. Toy soccer. Have you ever played foosball, but just made it really, really bad? Toy curling's easily my favorite toy one of the bunch. Basically, you take turns sliding stones towards the middle, and the closest one towards the middle at the end wins. Toy boxing. This is bad boxing.
What's your strategy? No! Oh.
Toy baseball. I've played so many versions of toy baseball in the past decade made by Nintendo. Air hockey. This is actually a pretty fun game because it's air hockey. Slot cars. It's exactly what it says it is. It's okay because it's slot cars. Fishing. I mean, what you see is what you get. It's actually kind of relaxing. I kind of like it. Battle tanks. It's where you take turns shooting each other. Team tanks. It's where you shoot each other. Shooting gallery, where you shoot. I wish there were more stages to shooting gallery, but it's a cool little callback to Wii Play. 6-ball puzzle. It's beautiful and really fun, and the music's amazing. Speaking of the music, let's talk about the music. The soundtrack is amazing. Every track fits the games it goes with, and they just all sound really nice. So 6-ball puzzle, it's exactly what it says it is. It's a Stuff is Falling game, and it's really good, and really fun. Alright, so now onto the solitaire games. Sliding puzzle. It's exactly what you think it is, but it's a lot more stressful than you think it is. Mahjong Solitaire. You match tiles. Klondike Solitaire. This is the solitaire you all know and love. Or just at least know. Or if not, then go learn it, then you'll know, and then maybe love. Spider Solitaire is the same basic premise as Klondike Solitaire, but it's different, and I prefer Klondike Solitaire. Piano! So now that we're done with these games, it's overall pretty good. I mean, it looks nice, it sounds nice, and the game selection's pretty good. Alright, we're done here. You can leave.
Wait, did you think letting a stranger into your house was a good idea? No! You haven't even realized that I've changed my shirt a few times. Now I'm gonna punish you. I'm gonna send you to an alternate dimension.
What's the catch?
No form of entertainment.
Hi, welcome to Living Room. That's right, I'm living in a room. Anybody up for inventing the deck of cards? Well, he wasn't lying. The TV's gone, a bunch of decorations around the house are gone. Food and beverages now taste like absolutely nothing. But hey, at least I got a water bottle. I should probably go outside and see what's changed. Well, I looked for a lawnmower, but apparently the grass doesn't need to look nice anymore. Ah, crap. Well, do you know what's not entertainment? Guns! Woo!
Jesus Christ, just take it back.
So overall, that was fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm just playing some Mattel Classic Baseball. You know me. Tired of this. I know where it should go. Well, what to play? That's a good question. But, I was in Home Depot when some random guy came up to me and told me to shut up and take the bag, so let's see what's inside. Folding door replacement top guide. And
The Incredible Crash Dummies were just PSA characters until something happened, and then they got comics, toys, a TV show, and of course, video games. There was a Game Boy game I don't even know anymore.
well, The Incredible Crash Dummies for Super Nintendo.
Well, we're off to a great start.
We're not even past the title screen, and I already feel like I'm on a fatal drug trip. You know what, actually, that kind of makes sense. Oh hey, there's a story. So there's this guy named Junkman, and he has this powerful body thing, and he's evil or something. And then the evil... You know what, I'm just... Alright, so this is the game. So the jumping's weird, it's oddly floaty, and when you land, you slide for a second. Oh, and that slide at the end of your jump is not for the faint of heart. Anytime you just want to get on the platform, you slide off. So to keep yourself from sliding off the platforms, you have to stop your momentum mid-air. Alright, whatever, I'll get used to it eventually. Moving on. Whoa, those wheels came out of nowhere. So those wrenches back there are actually your only form of defense in this game. You press Y to throw them, and they can basically destroy everything. How was I supposed to know that was coming? One thing I can get behind, though, is the hit point system. Each time you get hit, you lose a limb, and once you run out of limbs, you run out of life. Ugh. The stupid enemies just come out of nowhere. Unless you know when this thing's coming and you can jump for it, then you have no way of dodging this.
It's one of those games.
You end up inching through all the different levels because if you don't, you're gonna be killed by some off-screen enemy that comes rushing in. Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, the enemy placement is abysmal. Alright, on to the second zone, I guess. Alright. Cars above me, being held up by cranes. I get you, game. I've learned your tricks. One of these is gonna fall on me. It could be any one of these. Oh wait, it's probably that one. Nothing changes in the second zone. It's all the same crap from the first one. Is that a lightning bolt? Oh, it made me fast. Cool. On to the next zone. Oh, right now we're in the crash test center. Wait, hold on. Is that a plane in a crash test center? What's it holding? Oh my, this platforming. It's just the stupid controls that get in the way. Oh, did I mention that these screwdrivers replenish your health? Ah, crap, I fell. Wait, there was stuff down here for me to get? How was I supposed to know that? What is this place? It looks more like an abandoned warehouse than a crash test center. No lawn bowling. Oh, don't worry, I wasn't planning on it. Oh boy, I'm on my last life. Ah, crap, there's no continues, is there?
There's no continues. Of course there's no Why would there be any continues? They're thinking ahead of the future. They have their sights locked on the future of gaming. The future is now. The future. All about the future. No continues is the future.
I don't even know what's happening. Is that a crash test dummy generating electricity? Is that a popcorn maker? Why is there a popcorn maker here? Well, what is that? Is that... What is that? Are those crash test dummies flying planes? Holy crap! Is that a crash test dummy with a pair of hedge clippers, trimming a bush in a crash test center? Get me out of here! Oh, hey, look, a boss. I don't know what this is, and I don't want to analyze it, so you just kill him by jumping on it a bunch of times. Oh, cool, a crash test minigame. Too bad you can't see what's coming! But if you do manage to somehow pull it off and get enough speed, you can gain extra life at your crash. Oh, now my character walks across the street and then he gets hit by a car, it explodes into pieces. Alright, we're on a construction site now. Don't ask questions, otherwise you might not wake up in the morning. Whoa, what hurt me there? What just happened? The cement? You'd think they could make it a little more obvious? Oh great, hands are coming out of the cement. Perfect. Whoa, hold on. You can't just change the rules on me like that. What happened to the wrenches? They do this weird loop thing. I hate it. It's really annoying and just takes forever to hit things. What even is that? This game is so weird. Half these enemies, I don't even know what they are. It just... Why are we here? Where are we? When are we? Whoa, what is that? Oh, that's terrifying. I hate that. Nothing new here, just more bad level design. Except that music, it's actually, I kind of like it. It's actually kind of good.
What? I'm not gonna dance. It's over. Stages are over. I'm not gonna dance!
The second stage of construction site is based all around this balloon power-up. This balloon power-up is one of the worst things I've ever had to deal with.
Yeah, I don't get out very much.
This stupid thing is so hard to control. It's slow and stiff and makes everything 10 times more dangerous. This stage is where the game goes from unfair and hard to control to hard and hard to control and unfair. I swear, for most of these stages, by the time you beat them, you're gonna know them back to back. Oh no, I'm on my last life again. I hate this. No, 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 no! I have to play the whole game over again. Another boss? So this boss is just a race against the clock. You just keep jumping on him, but he keeps chipping away at your health somehow. And basically, it's just a luck. You just gotta survive. You gotta figure out how to survive this entire boss. Playing through the whole game over again. So the only way I can beat this guy is to have him slightly off screen, start throwing wrenches at him, throw all your wrenches at him, and then go behind him and jump on him, and most of the time you'll be able to kill him. It's another crash test. This time I swear it's probably impossible. Oh hey look, the crash dummies crashed. Welcome to the artillery range. What the hell are we doing here? My wrench attack changed again. Now it has this weird double shot thing. Alright, I don't even know what's happening anymore. There's mines, bombs, missiles, that thing everywhere. This guy, I don't know. Alright, so these are mines. My first question is, if this is an artillery range, made for testing out artillery, why are they just laying here? Alright, so now the mines are hopping. Sure, that's not the weirdest thing I've seen in this game. Yeah, so you have to memorize the jumping patterns of the mines. That is a fun sentence. Alright, on to the second zone. Great, now there's even more enemies and BS obstacle placement. Wow, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. It's all just the same game. It's bad. Now we're at a military base. This level is hard, annoying, and not fun, especially on your first go-around. At this point, I'm just assuming the boss is gonna be some dumb tank thing that I'm gonna hate. The hell is that? What the hell is that? I hate it! So when this boss makes a whooshing sound, that means one of 3 attacks will commence. 1, he'll be rushing in from above, dropping bombs constantly. 2, he'll be rushing in from the side. Now, these 2 attacks are easy to avoid, and they can give you opportunities to hit him, with either the wrench or jumping on him. But then the 3rd attack is a fake out of the rushing in from the side. He comes in from the side, and then zooms up, and it's pretty hard to distinguish, and I end up getting hit a lot. And if this thing makes no noise after a bomb attack, you're screwed. He does this weird attack that I don't even know what it is, and I just can't avoid it. Oh, we're at Junk Castle. It's a miracle. Hey, big surprise! The final level was the most obnoxious thing in the world. But surprisingly, it seems actually kind of fair in comparison to the other ones. But it's still just annoying and hard, so whatever. Oh, a game over. Okay, after countless tries, I finally made it to the final boss. I actually considered giving up for this video, but I persevered. For better or for worse. Now let's fight the final boss. He's so easy. He's so easy. The final boss. He's so easy. I don't know whether to be mad or just depressed. Well, he is dead. That's the end of the game. Well, that sucked. The music was pretty good, but everything else was awful. So if you excuse me, I have a Home Depot run to make. Oh hey, I'm playing the most versatile instrument in the world. The speaker. I like music. I mean, this thing's not just for show, but of course, video games. I like to think rhythm games came to fruition like this. Where's the select button? I mainly put rhythm games into 4 main categories. There's the dancing games along the lines of Dance Dance Revolution or Just Dance. There's the instrument games like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, which are usually played with large accessories. There's the more creative and lesser known games. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Just Shapes and Beats. It's basically a game where you just dodge a bunch of musical light shows, and it's fun. And lastly, there's the games that you play to the music, or along with the rhythm, literal rhythm games, like the Rhythm Heaven series. I've always wanted to play a Rhythm Heaven game, but there were always bigger and more compelling games that I wanted to buy first, so I've never actually played one. I do know a good bit about the series though. I mean, the first game, which only came out in Japan for the GBA, had an arcade port, and it's not as if the arcade game came to GBA, it's the other way around. That's interesting, weird, and frankly kind of dumb. Anyway, what I have here is the Wii entry of the series. Now, I downloaded it on the Wii U eShop because I couldn't find a physical copy in any store, and the cheapest price I could find for one online was $100, while downloading it is only $20. In America, the game's called Rhythm Heaven Fever. Japan got Everybody's Rhythm Heaven, and Europe got the sequel to the alphabet. Beat to Beat, Rhythm Paradise. And yes, Beat to Beat is the subtitle. In Europe, the series is called Rhythm Paradise. So why is it formatted like this? The logo doesn't even look good in comparison to all the others. And also, Beat to Beat just doesn't roll off the tongue as much as something like, well, Fever. I also neglected to mention that it's called Rhythm World Wii in Korea, but I don't have much to say about that. I'm gonna stop complaining about the localization for the 3rd game in a small series on a continent I've never been to before. Japan got the game on July 21st, 2011. Over 6 months later, North America got it on February 13th of the next year, and Europe got July 6th. Both Australia and Korea had to wait till mid-September of 2012. Well, I don't have much else to do besides play it, so... Alright, Rhythm Heaven Fever. This girl only appears on the title screen in box art, and she doesn't have a name. I think I'm supposed to be her? Like, playing as her playing the game? I don't know. I have to create a save file, and I get these titles to choose from, or I could use a me. And that's right, I'm you. We're introduced to Marshall, who seems to be whatever the chorus kids are from the DS game, Cam, who I know absolutely nothing about besides his eye disease, and Miss Ribbon, who's just kinda hanging out. They're here to give me a rhythm test. This is the hardest thing in the game for me. It all has to do with the fact that I don't know when to press the button. Do I press A at the start of the beep, of the end of the beep, in the middle of it? I can never tell if I'm early or late to pressing until it gives me the results. And as it turns out, I've been early. The second part of the test is easier considering the fact that I've gotten used to the timing by then. In the second test, you have to keep the rhythm and press A when the number reaches 0. Sometimes you need to press A and B at the same time. Give it a try. Press A and B at the same time. How? Please. How? When I become an adult, my resume is gonna look freaking awesome. Okay, we get to play the game now. Hole in One. This is probably the most laid back of the games. Each game has a tutorial since the real games just throw you in without warning. This is Monkey. He throws golf balls at you and you have to hit them at just the right time. Apparently my power and aim are perfect. I just need to be able to do it when someone chunks a ball at me. While we're at it, it can be quite fun to screw around like this. This is Mandrill. He's a mandrill. Slow down, you're going a little too fast for me. When I said chunks a ball at me, I meant it. You can't just fling balls at people without warning. So that's why they won't let me back on the country club. What happens if I don't hit the ball at all? Holy crap. The real thing is just casual, laid-back fun. You don't really have to think too hard about this one, and I like that. You can actually relax while playing this one, which is not going to be very common. I did it. I got Superb. There are 3 quote-unquote ranks you can get. Superb, okay, and the blunt, try again. For most games, there are a series of things you have to accomplish to get compliments. If you get them all, you get Superb. If you get some of them, or you don't do terrible enough to get try again, you get okay, and I think you know how to get try again. If you don't get any compliments and get okay, they give the phrase, good enough. And that hurts. Alright, I unlocked the cafe. At the cafe, you can 1. Talk to the barista, which I don't know what real purpose it serves, aside from skipping levels if you really need to. 2, there's a listen to music section, which is mostly empty until you unlock all the other songs. 3, the read something section, which is again mostly empty until you unlock the other portion of the something. And 4, replay the rhythm test. Next up is Screwbot Factory. Your job is to screw on these robots' heads by holding A and B. My favorite thing is to realize how much money the company loses every single time you screw up. Pun might be intended, I'll have to think about it. There are gray robots that take longer to screw on their heads, and white robots, which take less time. This one's not my favorite. It's alright. Oh, they're huge. You would think they would take more precaution in putting on the heads due to how expensive these things seem to be. But instead, they give someone the position in which one wrong move could lead to their heads being snapped. I just unlocked Rhythm Toys. Each of these bonus games is unlocked by getting Superb medals. I'll look at the bonus games as I unlock them. The first Rhythm Toy is this car thing. You just get to see if you can let go of the wind back car at the right time. I was able to do it once, and I don't plan on doing it again. The next game is Seesaw. The Seesaw inspectors are here, doing important work to ensure the safety of our children. Serious business, you know, no shenanigans. I don't have a very good feeling about this. Here, you press A right before you hit the ground, and if you're closer on the seesaw when you land, you obviously go quicker. But what they don't tell you is going to happen is this. I just unlocked endless games. The first one is Mr. Upbeat, and what you guess, you just press the A button on the Upbeat. Listen, I'm a sucker for simple gameplay. I could play Tetris for hours, play Othello for hours, roll this die for hours, hell, I could stare at a blank screen for days. But this is where I draw the line. This is fun for about 30 seconds, and then I get tired of it. And those 30 seconds are mostly composed of me overdoing it. Double Date. So this weasel has a date coming over, and he gives us the task of kicking away any stray balls that bounce our way. It doesn't seem that hard until you realize that the weasels are on the athletic department's hit list. And hence the name, we have a date too. Listen, the music's nice and it's fun. I guess I'm okay if some quarterback wants me dead. My date seems moved that I've just been staring at her this entire time. Now we're at our first remix. These mix all the things we just learned and throws them into a song of their own. Monkey from Hole in One tells us to relax and just fall into the rhythm. I'm gonna tell you right now that this is the only remix in the game that you can do that in. This one's fun and all takes place around this here island. It's in the background of Screwbot Factory parts, the golf hole is on it, the Double Date group is there, and, well, Seesaw. Alright, on to the next column. Forklifter. Pity the food is so far away. And our solution? Well, this is the work of a genius right here. I unlocked the multiplayer. I'll take a look at that when I finish the main game. Next, tambourine. What does it look like you're supposed to do here? During practice, once you get the first thing right, the monkey rewards you with speaking in English. He's not gonna get very far in life if people have to earn the right to understand him. The next rhythm toy is opened. Police call. You can put in a bunch of code words to get results, but none of them are very interesting to me. It's calling me on my Wii remote.
Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom,
Well, fellas, I think we got a suspect on our hands. Most of them are a bunch of sound effects from elsewhere in the game just thrown together. But, hey, there's this guy. Can you believe Noelle is a magical robot from space and the future?
Well, yeah.
I think the game's trying to come off as weird and random, but this is just the norm at this point. Okay, board meeting. This one feels like a fever dream. When you think of a board meeting, do you think of this? You press A to stop your chair. Also, we're pigs. Also, we're executives. I really don't think this company is going to go very far. There's Plan A, where we all stop at separate times, and Plan B, where we all stop at the same time. To get superb, you basically have to perfect this. Speaking of perfect, my first opportunity for a perfect ranking has appeared. One thing that always makes me laugh is when I can usually get pretty close to perfecting it while playing the game normally, but when I try for the perfect ranking, this happens. It is depressing when you get to the end and then you screw up. If you perfect a game, you can either get its music or a page of the read something section. Did you know this thing's married? In Double Date, the humans are apparently guitar players, and the girl apparently has a band that blew up in Japan. And the whole time, all you're doing is trying to get up the courage to give her a ticket to your concert. So why did he have to call her on a date to do so? Monkey Watch. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, Rhythm Heaven really likes its monkeys. This new watch works differently from most. I wonder why. The monkeys high-five to show the time. Oh, they're stuck here for an eternity without any time for rest? Also, why? The hand moves on its own. What's the point of the monkeys? Why did you buy this one? It's not even accurate. Some of the monkeys are offbeat. Once you get the hang of it, this one's actually pretty fun. However, this definitely highlights the main reason for difficulty in this game. You need endurance. The games on their own aren't very difficult, but it's just doing it over and over again without messing up. Right now, I'm just trying to get through the game. Then afterwards, I'll go back and get superb and everything. Remix 2 is based on hard rock. It doesn't succeed very well. However, I'm honestly okay with that because I'm not really a fan of hard rock. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then I got superb. I played like a 12th level golden rooster. Is that really a good thing? I can perfect board meeting! Okay, never mind. Working dough. I'm 2 characters now? You copy your coworkers to, get this thing into space. Big circles require A and B, while you need to only press A for the small ones. It's alright. Also some Game & Watch characters here. Built to Scale. This is actually the second iteration of Built to Scale. The DS game had a Built to Scale, which was basically just a simpler version of this one. Use symbol widgets by... You know what? Just try it out. That is the best thing to tell your employees. You do a short loop as it speeds up and slows down. This is definitely the easiest of all the games, but it's still fun. Air Rally, oh hell yes. You rally a birdie while on a plane, and Forthington really seems to be enjoying himself over there. This one's fun, and the music is a classic. For the Rhythm Heaven series, that is. Oh hey, it's the Bluebirds. That's kinda neat. Figure Fighter. This one's weird, since you don't punch at the right time, you make him stronger as he punches at the right time. My first go for this one, I had some trouble, but now I have no problem with it. Remix 3. This one's got lyrics, because we realized we hadn't tried that yet. Okay. Never mind, it makes the remix much more chaotic. Mix that with Forthington screaming, and this one is audibly obnoxious. The grading for this one's a little stingy, but it's still pretty fun. Ringside. Apparently this was a meme at some point, but I must have missed it. You're a wrestler partaking in an interview after winning a fight. I can't believe they made a game based on my personal life. Everything said about us is true, and we love showing off our muscles. The tutorial actually takes place before the fight, which is honestly kind of a cool detail. I did find these 2 fun frames though.
Was that true?
What a great name. No opponent or question is too tough for this guy. What a great legacy. Time for another endless game. Wake Up Caller. I do not like this one. You have to stop the alarm at the right time, and it's just not fun. Packing Pests. Catch the candy with A and B, while slapping away spiders with A. Also, watch out for the double down cue. Okay, when you have to advertise your candy product as spider-free, you might want a new office building. Imagine if you looked at a milk carton and it said that.
Oh, come on, the spiders were the best part.
It would seem like the control scheme in this game would be quite awkward, but it actually kind of feels natural, which surprised me. Micro Row. You're a microorganism dancing for scientists. Gameplay-wise, it's like Mr. Upbeat, but with my screwing around being a part of it. Samurai Slice. Much like Built to Scale, different versions of this game have appeared in the past, this time going all the way back to the GBA. All you have to do is time your swings correctly, and that includes this whirlwind slice thing. Halfway through, the story obstructs your view. Basically, the story goes as such. You're a wandering samurai, and some demon got bored and decided to take these kids' pinwheel. Anyways, I can go perfect double date now. I got so close, and then I kicked it wrong. The game gave me another toy to play with. Hi-hat. You hold A and B to close the thing, and you have to time it like so. There's 16-beat, 8-beat, and 4-beat settings. This would have been quite a fun endless game, but as it stands, it's just something to screw around with. Remix 4. This one's got a traditional Japanese feel. Of course it does. Aside from the first one, this is probably the easiest remix in the game. Catch of the day. There are 3 types of fish you need to catch. The quick nibble, pause gill, and 3 fish. They oddly have different names in Europe. The gulper, little waiter, and big teaser respectively. They all have different timing to when you need to pull up the hook, but that's probably pretty obvious. This is the only other game aside from Hole 1 that feels pretty laid back. Flipper Flop. As per usual, I'm under the guise of Captain Tuck. You keep the beat while waiting for cues, and roll when needed. But I do happen to find myself saying attention company a lot.
Attention company!
Exhibition match. These two are definitely settling something by doing this. All you have to do is hit the ball 4 beats after she throws the ball. But this raises more questions than answers. Why are there only 2 of them? What are they doing? A monkey was behind everything. Turns out this many people came to watch. Also, where are we? Wait, the monkey was an umpire? Does that mean the umpire was messing around with a ball in the middle of a pitch? Flock step. We can fly, but man, is walking so much more fun. Also, in the middle of migration, we jump for some reason. Remix 5, my least favorite remix. It's just kind of boring, honestly. Launch Party. You are tasked with the job of launching rockets into space while being launched into space. You press A when the timer hits 0. There are 4 different types of rockets. This one's a party popper. This one's a bell. This one's a bowling pin. This one just makes less sense the longer you think about it. Donk Donk, they gave up. They didn't bother to explain this. As I see it, you play as a living tuning fork smacking against each other, and apparently the frequencies are able to power a blimp. Also, our instructor is a jellyfish, I guess. The tutorial for this one is somehow 10 times more difficult than the actual thing. It's pretty trippy, and at the end we even go to Rhythm of Heaven. Yes, apparently the title's not metaphorical. Yeah, this one grows on you, and it just makes it so much better that the game flatlined trying to explain it. Bossa Nova. I don't even know. You play as Olimar from the bad ending of Pikmin, and you bump things. Love Rap. We have to copy what Mikador says with correct timing. I think I'm a human?
I wasn't talking about the game.
The one thing that tripped me up the first time was that there are 2 different faux shows. There's a fast one and a slow one, which is not explained to you in the tutorial. Remix 6. This one's Carnival themed. It'll take you right back to your youth. Unless you're already there.
I'm honored to be made fun of by Rhythm Heaven Fever. Listen, if you were an adult when this came out, I doubt you'd be all nostalgic over this.
1, 2,
Tap Troop. I just find it interesting that the game draws the line at boxes on these things' heads. They can't even explain Donk Donk, but this is where they draw the line. You just keep the beat and occasionally switch up your step timing. Also, don't mess up.
ready, and bum, 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 bum.
Listen, guys, if you're mad at me for ruining your show, I don't think spitting as loud as you can at one guy is going to help.
Man, I have the sudden urge to drink water out of a coffee mug right now.
Shrimp Shuffle. This one's oddly precise. It takes a lot of getting used to, but once you do, it's not too hard. The angle on these statues of crustaceans is a little confusing, though. Cheerleaders. Cheerleaders for the university library, and leave it to them to give the main role to the only member who is capable of messing up. This one's pretty fun. I burn with a desire to study. Oh. These girls are a supernatural occurrence, then. You're just in the library reading the Muppet Character Encyclopedia, and then all of a sudden...
One of Kermit's dislikes is pigs seeking a commitment. That's it. They're here. They're here! They're here!
Karate Man, another Rhythm Heaven staple. There's not much to say about it, it's just fast-paced fun. Remix 7! This one's hard to do without memorization, but other than that, There is not much to say. Hey, congratulations on clearing Remix 7. Not everyone gets this far.
What is that supposed to mean?
This is the end of all the new games, and we get some pretty great credits in the form of a callback to the GBA game. Also, even though I'm not the biggest fan of lyrical songs, I really do like the credits theme. We also get a roll call, and it's terrifying. Why do they look like this? They don't look like that in game, so why? Afterwards, we unlock the credits as a playable game. There is not much to say about it, aside from having my favorite fail message.
That's just the way the story.
Okay, moving on. I unlocked the extra games! Oh, never mind then. On to the sequels of the game. These are basically just harder versions of the originals, occasionally with some new mechanics thrown in, but I'll probably get through these pretty fast. Samurai Slice 2, he went to the city, and now he has to save this arrogant man's daughter's bunny. Working Dough 2, for some reason this one takes place in...
Why does Japan always do this? I mean, I understand if Japanese people want to create art, specifically video games, based on their culture, history, and mythology, but they do it so much. The only thing I can really compare it to in the media has to be ancient Greece, but even that comes nowhere close.
Anyway, I find this one easier than the original game. I unlocked the last rhythm toy. This is easily the best rhythm toy in the game, considering the fact that it is basically just a multiplayer mode disguised as a rhythm toy.
Alright, where's that other Wii remote?
One person punches and kicks, while the other has to memorize the pattern and dodge it accordingly. You alternate turns while the rhythm and time changes. This is probably pretty fun with another person. Built to scale 2. The pattern's a tad different, that's it. Double Date 2. A romantic date to a farm. Getting close to nature, what could go wrong? And by getting close to nature, he means trespassing on private property. Unless it's a family-owned thing, in which case, who would want to go on a date to their kin's home? Also, the Hitman thing doesn't seem to be a joke anymore. New in this game, Munchie Monk. It's based on the DS game, and it's definitely my favorite. Remix 8. This one's set to a song about unrequited love. Try to play through the tears.
I think I'll be fine.
Love Rap 2. Quite a tonal shift if I do say so. Cheerleaders 2. You're not safe anywhere. They came marching along through the museum laying curse on any unlucky souls that happened to be there that day.
Here. Help me. Leave me alone.
Hole in 1 2. I don't know where we are, but this is fun. Ah, we're in Rhythm Heaven. What even is Rhythm Heaven? Is that where you go when you lose your musical talent? Screwbot Factory 2, the lights go out, that's pretty much it. Remix 9, it's Chaos. Figure Fighter 2, it's warm color flavored now. Micro Road 2, there is a new pattern with its own cue. It feels about the same though. Backing Piss 2, we're working overtime. The tempo changed, but sometimes it decides to change back. Karate Man 2, it's harder and fun. Remix 10, this is it, the ultimate test. Remix 10 in this game specifically is considered by many to be the perfect example of a Rhythm Heaven game. Much like all the other final remixes in the other games, its music is both a medley of all the songs, and it stands alone as its own song. The WarioWare-esque marathon even includes the rhythm test and night walk. That's the most depressing good enough yet. I'm gonna go get Superb real quick. Never mind, I think I did worse than last time. Yep. Oh, I did terribly. I definitely missed more than I have yet. Huh?
Alright, thanks, game.
That's it. Time to Superb everything and look at all the bonus games. Lady Cupid, the last main endless game. This is weird. You have to time your shots correctly, however, if you get offbeat for even a tenth of a second later on, just give up. You start with 50 arrows and gain it every single time you clear a stage. This one is a little rough considering there's not much room for recovery. Now for the extra games. These are pretty cool considering that these games are from the first Rhythm Heaven game, which wasn't localized. These are simple and fun. I'm saying that a lot, aren't I? Fun, but that's just because the game is, well, it's fun. There's not much else to it. The only thing I have to complain about in these is one page in power calligraphy. because the visual and audio cues don't match up. Who says calligraphy isn't fun?
Illiterates.
Okay, it's time for the main multiplayer mode now.
Fine.
The multiplayer games consist of Forklifter, Tambourine, Ringside, Micro Row, Flipper Flop, Launch Party, Tap Troop, and Karate Man. That's it. I don't know about you, but I can easily see all of these working with multiplayer. Occasionally, the first and second player switch off, but other than that, they're the exact same games as their single-player counterpart. They could have done some cool stuff with this mode. Think about something along the lines of Air Rally. At the very least, there could have been a multiplayer remix, but nope. The real star of the multiplayer show is the Endless Games. Claptrap, this one's somehow even simpler than Mr. Upbeat. You and your partner have to time the A button press at the right time. Mochi Pounding, you have 15 seconds to hit this thing however many times it tells you to. The only issue is that no player can hit it twice in a row, so you switch off hitting each time. Getting into a rhythm may sound like a good idea, but you waste way too much time. Oh, by the by, this isn't very difficult when you play alone. Kung Fu Ball, this takes either memorization or brain processing that's faster than the speed of light. It's pretty fun, but unlike Mochi Pounding, it is not easier when you're alone. Pirate Crew, the job is to deliver pigs. You keep the beat, and to turn, one of you has to go into cut time corresponding to which way you're turning. Also, Captain's dressed as a pirate. Not to mention that we're Vikings? I've got no clue. Bossa Nova! Huh? Why is this an endless game? You already had a good amount of endless games, and you also program multiplayer into Bossa Nova anyway. I feel like this would be more fun and more practical if it wasn't an endless game. That's Rhythm Heaven Fever. There was an endless game exclusive to the Japanese version, but other than that... there's one more thing. The Endless Remix. To unlock it, you have to get all the perfect medals, which wouldn't be too bad if it weren't for the accursed 3-try limit.
Yeah, maybe eventually, but not right now.
I was able to get Superb and everything without too much difficulty, but with no screw-ups and only a few tries before moving on to another game, I have absolutely no current desire to unlock the Endless Remix. Oh yeah, it's a rhythm game. The music's pretty good. I'd be concerned if it wasn't. However, the lyrics in the songs, aside from Dreams of Our Generation, are the most tone-deaf and generic they could possibly be. Speaking of Dreams of Our Generation, the Japanese version has 3 whole verses that were cut from the localized version. From a song standpoint, that's kind of depressing. From a gameplay standpoint, it's a godsend.
Okay, we're done. Oh, I'm getting a call on my Wii remote. Hold on, this must be the orchestra guy. Come on. What do you mean you're not accepting any speaker players? Wait. Hey, do you mind, could I try out for piano? Do you mind if I audition right here? Would that be, is that okay? Good, okay. Here I go. Is that good? Sweet, thanks, man. I made it. The Yamaha presets, they always work. Well, I can't spell. Let's play some video games. I'm not really sure what to play, though. I mean, I suppose I could buy something. Here, let me check my wallet.
Alright, well, that doesn't
Well, if anybody asks, you don't know anything about this.
Virtual shops where you can buy and download video games. Or in this case, Nintendo eShop, where on the Wii U version, you can buy Baseball NES for $5. Wow, that is a terrible deal. What kind of playstyle is this title more suited for? 89% of people would say it's casual. And the remaining 11%, well, let's just say they have a story to tell. Well, if baseball's not up your alley, you could always just look at some 3DS games that are only available on the 3DS eShop. Or the main reason that these applications exist, to look at some stupid indie games, like this one, Super Ultra Star Shooter, for $2. Woo!
Well, the only money I had was either Honduran, Iraqi, Israeli, or Polish. So we can think about buying a game.
Looks like I'm gonna have to window shop, so let's move on over to the Switch. Now you could always look at best sellers or search for something specific, but the best thing to do here is to go to recent releases, because that's where you find all the idiotic stuff. Let's start simple. With a mobile game, for $2 you could get Secrets of Magic 3, Happy Halloween. Victoria has become a teacher at Mystic Academy of Magic, and your creativity is needed to help her decorate the schoolhouse for Halloween. You know what's great when something's considered a recent release, and it's already 80% off? You know, there are some features like, this is a clever match 3 game, or challenge levels, or you could play it relaxed, or you could race against time. Perhaps you may even check out some of the variety of game modes and difficulty modes. It's up to you. This is fun and all, but it doesn't have a trailer. So, let's go to the one right underneath this, Food Truck Tycoon Asian Cuisine Deluxe Edition for, again, $2. This is going to be great. Okay, hear me out. I'm going to make a bet and say that this is also a mobile game. And, hear me out again, this looks like absolute garbage. Well, you can't stay in one place forever, so let's scroll down. How about this one? Horse Stable Herd Care Simulator. This game looks like as if it were a GameCube game that got chicken pox. Also, what kind of hose is that? Who would pay $8 for this? Go to the horse farm and get ready for adventures, quests, fights with predators. Cool. And the opportunity to create a whole herd of horses. This game has some pretty cool features too, like your own herd, or careful care. It's even an open world game for some reason, and there are different activities, from horse racing to fighting bears. Great. You know, I think horses are a little overrated anyways, so I'm gonna move on. Sometimes you can find some alright stuff in here, like this one's just Minesweeper with an extra mode. I mean, I'm no expert on Minesweeper, I don't really know how to play it, but it looks kind of fun.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What if you're hot and bothered and you really want to go to the beach, but you don't want to actually go to the beach?
Objection!
If you've ever been on the Nintendo Switch eShop, you'll know there's one type of game that is way too prevalent. Morally questionable dating games.
Ah, here we go. Beach Boys, the perfect date. In love, the most important thing is confidence. Show that you are a seducer and win the heart of the boy of your dreams. Don't lie. If you fail, he will know it and you won't conquer his love. You know, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't really want to go under the title seducer. Features. As you advance, the questions start to get more personal.
Just like real life.
More than 20 different questions.
Just like real life.
Different endings depending on how many questions you answer.
Just like real life.
Open chests to unlock images of the boys on the beach.
Well, maybe.
Unveil the secret and spicy question that they will ask you in question 150.
I mean, I can't prove that it doesn't happen.
Wait, hold on. More than 20 different questions. And then they go on to say that there's 150 of them. I think the marketing team should be fired.
Okay, so I did some research, and it turns out this game is in a bunch of legal trouble right now. I didn't know we had so much in common.
Well, let's put it this way. If I didn't leave my American wallet in Honduras, my next few hours would be booked.
I just called some people down in Honduras, and they said, if they find my wallet, they may give it back, and that they should call me later, so...
Your target? As you know, this beach is full of pretty boys. Go there and try to score with one of them. But watch out and try not to get discovered lying. You have to do the following. Number 1, answer the questions before the time runs out. Number 2, give the same answers to the same questions. 3, accept your fate when it's over. Seems pretty realistic. Moving on, we have this one called Bad Writer for $6. A comfy and depressingly realistic writer's life simulation. Tell me about it.
Dear Diary, I realize that I keep forgetting to lock my sinks at night, along with my walls. I only ever lock the windows and doors. Maybe that's a bad idea, she spoke quietly to herself as she wrote her diary. What if there's somebody crawling through my sink right now? What if someone's coming to hurt me?
Okay, so I need some milk, some eggs, cheese. That works too. Actually, you know what?
Keep scrolling down until... Oh, wait, hold on. Soundboard? Okay, so... This is literally just a bunch of sound effects. Enjoy a unique collection of funny sounds that you can use at any time. Humor is a feature that could not be missing in this sound game. Do you like sound effects? Soundboard Buttons with Instant Sounds offers you all the soundboard effects you can imagine. Share the most recognizable sounds with your friends at the touch of a button. Humor can never be missing in this sound effects game. Very funny sounds for all your friends to enjoy with you. Make jokes, give scares, and finish a sentence in the most original way. Share laughs with your friends using the most amazing, shocking, and funny sound effects. Hold on, I gotta know something. Is this multiplayer? Nope. But it is labeled as a party game though. Coloring Pixels Collection 1. Alright, so from what I can tell, this is basically just a glorified pixel coloring book. For $8 whole. Eye exercise. Version completo. Are your eyes a little tired? Let's look a little farther. With this game, the screen looks 3D. I can see it! Do you have stereoscopic vision? The way to do it is to look at your hand as if you were looking at the distance. If you are not sure, ask a nearby teacher or adult. When you start the game, the stereoscopic view begins. Please move to the right while avoiding obstacles. The stages are endless and the difficulty level increases little by little. It is fun, even if the game is over. You will be able to continue the game by pressing the A button. But please be careful not to overdo the game. Stop after listening to one song of the game music, for example. Let's play for 5 minutes only.
I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna need some ibuprofen after reading that.
Beatus Creation Solitaire. Okay, so I suppose this is like some sort of anime-themed solitaire, but it's $20, so... I mean, I feel like there are much better things you could get for that price point than solitaire. But I'll be honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of anime, so this is definitely more intriguing to me than most anime games. You know, this could be alright if they did a sort of like Puyo Puyo-esque thing where they had a bunch of characters and a story mode and a bunch of different gameplay modes and a bunch of creativity and all that. But I'm looking at these screenshots and I really don't think that's the case. How about this one? The title says Blow and Fly, but the logo says Blow, Fly, and. What is this music? This one just looks like your typical cheap indie game. Nothing really to shake a stick at here. Okay, so I think I found my calling. Here it is, the AAA clock. This has a trailer. I mean, I wish my clock had a trailer. Do they not realize how overheated the system would get if you left it on for 24 hours? What does that even mean? Okay, I think we can all agree that this is basically just a glorified digital Game & Watch. Here it is, what all gamers have been waiting for. AAA clock, an amazing flip clock. And with that sentence right there, I'm kind of convinced this whole thing is a big joke. Now hear me out. Imagine a watch, a simple, fail-proof design. Well, simple. But what if your watch was amazing? Red Deer Games introduces the world's only AAA clock, a truly new quality watch for the Nintendo Switch console. Some key features include super production quality while incorporating classic clock mechanics, a premium product for the demanding users, HD clock with full support for OLED technology, retro game included. Just plain relax. There it is. Check out one of the new alternative clock face called Spin Clock for one of the most unexpected, as some gamers said, Game of the Year candidates. AAA clock. What goes around goes around. A circle is a perfect shape. Sun, Earth, we hope. Wait a sec, what's that supposed to mean? Moon. The cosmos has long hinted at the perfection of this figure. That is why we are focused on going around the circle when designing this clock.
No way! No way! It's 1:33 post-meridium!
There's no way that the developers are actually serious about this, right? I mean, just reading the description makes me think this is a very, very elaborate joke. Green light, red light. It's time for another Face Watch. Red Deer Games presents Squid Claw. Okay, I'm gonna move on now. Wait, they have their own channel on the Nintendo Switch news app? This has to be a joke, right? Okay, so this one's called Regular Factory Escape Room, but when I first saw it, I thought it said Irregular Factory Escape Room, so I guess we're here now. Not only does this trailer seem to give away the solutions to a bunch of puzzles, but also it makes me really not want to play this game. It seems very short and very easy. Alright, I have a confession to make. I love pouring concrete. Constructions Machine Simulator. I'm ready to go to war. Okay, I have nothing really to say about this aside from I'm very confused on to why it's only one player. Speaking of war, let's talk about 1942! French word 1942 by Charles Games. Face moral dilemmas and existential struggles as you uncover the troubled past of your family. It's 1942, and Reinhard Heydrich, I think that's how you say that, the ruler of the Nazi-occupied Czech lands appointed by Hitler, was assassinated. Nazi retaliation was brutal. Your grandpa was among the victims, sent to a concentration camp. But why? What role did he play in the attack? Why didn't he tell his family? Was he brave or reckless? Now, if you actually want to know if he's brave or reckless, you have to go by the ratio of things accomplished due to self-harm inflicted. So, judging by the fact that he's probably dead now and he didn't accomplish anything, I'd say it was probably reckless. Alright, I get we're all thinking about the Holocaust right now, but we have to play some falling block puzzle games. How about Red, White, Yellow Stingray? Weirdly, falling block puzzle games is one of my favorite video game genres, but I'm watching this trailer and I can't really figure out how it works. And this music's gonna give me a headache. Alright, you know what to do now.
Let's color!
Oh, this is paradise. My red crayon would have a field day.
No. Mi billetera. Americano. Si, Americano. I need my wallet.
You ready for some high quality? I got some for you. Super Mike, classic adventure game for $10, a 2D adventure platform with various levels full of opponents, jump and fight. He looks happy to be here. Hey, one of the features mentioned in the description is breathtaking graphics. I mean, it sure is breathtaking, but I don't think it's for any good reason. You know, Mike looks like he bullied a lot of people in elementary and then proceeded to get bullied himself up until the end of college. And then after college, he proceeded to get into a life of crime, and then he changed his identity and threw away his past, and this whole game is him just running away from his past life. That's exactly what's happening here. You can't change my mind. Alright, I'm gonna leave Mike to his demons. How about this? Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator.
Ah, how respectable!
I don't know who came up with this idea, but I mean, I'm kind of intrigued. I don't think I feel very safe. This game has a physical copy and merchandise? Is that the periodic table of space organs? Let's move on. Here's this one. Room.
I'm in one of those right now! What are you trying to tell me?
I don't really have much to say about this one. I just thought that the logo looked pretty, interesting. Well, I'm fearing for my life right now, so let's play piano. Virtual musical instruments have been popular from the moment touchscreen phones were invented. Piano musical keyboard is without doubt the most popular one. What this virtual piano app has to offer is a musical keyboard with simple design and easy to use interface. Just open the app and there you have it! A piano simulator which will make time fly by so fast you won't even notice it. Download Virtual Piano Keyboard app and enjoy your new hobby. You spend $10 whole on this and you only get 3 instrument sounds? And one of them is a toy piano and the other one's a piano? And I guess banjo's kind of neat, I guess. Who cares? But hey, at least I can play this in Dutch. Bunny Reversey. Oh, wait, no, that Reversey, like Othello, the board game. Well, I appreciate the overused stock music, but who in their right mind would want to play a free roam Reversey game? That is terrifying. Pick the difficulty. Do you want difficulty 1? Do you want difficulty 2 or difficulty? Pick the difficulty, come on. What are you waiting for? Pick the difficulty! Well, that was fun. How about this? Instant Sports Plus. Sports indeed. Instant, as in microwavable. It looks how it looks. I don't think I really need to say anything. What else? My brother ate my pudding? Excuse me? What a glorious title screen. He's gonna do it. He's gonna blow up the balloon. He's gonna do it! What? Oh, that's gotta be illegal. I think I've discovered a new addiction. That one's called Marble Maid, but you see that logo, it looks familiar.
I mean, I'll admit, I do like this logo, but I don't think this design's gonna get you any more sales. Well, I watched the trailer, but, number 1, it's not actually a Super Monkey Ball clone. And 2, one of its selling points is that you can unlock naughty images, so...
The Last Friend. I don't know what that means, but it piqued my interest, because I mean, he's the last one, the only one, there's no more. Yeah, no, I'm not interested. Not that it looks like complete garbage or anything, it's just that all these games are starting to bring down my attention span. So when anything looks like an average indie game or a cheap mobile game, I just lose interest. This one's called Rotund Zero. It's going after a Game Boy style. I don't know, I like the way it looks, and I think the music's probably fine, but it doesn't look very fun. Funny Car Wash Truck in Cars Game Garage for $20! I want you to look at these screenshots and tell me it's actually worth $20. Come on. In the first sentence of the description, they call this an RPG game. What? Well, this one's called Formula Retro Racing. I think the retro part is an excuse to not have to make it look very good. I don't really know what to think of it, but it doesn't look very fun. Wild West Crops. It looks alright, but I mean, these are just starting to feel pretty generic. Radon Break, it's Breakout. Clutter 9 Extreme, what? This is terrible. It's Clutter to its extreme, ultimate puzzle game. In other words, this seems to be just Mahjong Solitaire. This one's called Jump Into the Plane. It's $10. Well, I don't really want to bother asking for context, but 1, what kind of crimes did you commit to get in this situation? And 2, how did you put that slingshot there? Have you ever wanted to feel like a super agent performing spectacular stunts? Have you ever been late on a plane and had no time left to park your car and run for the check-in? Yeah, I mean, come on, we've all been in this situation before. Hey, I found another Rotund game. This one's called Rotund Rebound for $20, and it seems to have a lot more stuff. It's even got a world map. So if this looks really interesting to you, it's probably alright. Shooting Star Island for less than $5. Cheap 3D platformers don't really seem to be a thing nowadays, and so seeing one like this, it's weirdly jarring. Also, it doesn't look very good. I gotta be honest, I'm just more confused than anything. Air hockey puzzles. I don't really know what that means, and judging by these screenshots, I still can't tell. There's no trailer, and the first sentence of the description reads, "Meet new puzzle game," so I'm scared. Also, here's another bunny game, Bunny Mahjong. Play Mahjong as a bunny. It seems like a Mahjong version of the Reversey game, but this time you could punch each other. Speaking of which, why is this Mahjong solitaire game 2 players? Well, scrolling through the recent releases was kind of fun, but how about we go over to the deals section? Big Buck Hunter Arcade, 90% off, it's $2.
Get ready
I'm ready.
for the ultimate arcade hunting experience on your Nintendo Switch. With 3 big game adventures.
This seems to be going after a very interesting demographic, because in my mind, rednecks and gamers don't really overlap a whole lot. So I feel like the only people who would actually buy this, they would do it ironically. Bucket Mini Golf. It looks like an okay mobile game, and it also seems pretty short, which would make sense because it's only a few dollars. This one's just chess. That's it. It's chess. It's also $10, so make of it what you will. Egg Runner. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? It's an egg. He's running. I don't know. The games are getting to me. I think I'm losing my mind. So how about this? Oh, it's Ace Attorney. This is just a bundle of the Ace Attorney trilogy and the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which, you know, I mean, I like those games. You aren't gonna believe this, but I think I found another virtual piano. Now the real question is, does it stack up to the other one? Well, this one comes with 9 songs to learn, so I gotta say this probably beats the other one, but it also looks a lot worse, so who knows. These are starting to tire me out. Am I allowed to scream now?
I've always dreamed of this day. Show me what you've got.
They look so stupid with the music and the toy guns and this is so dumb. Car driving school simulator. It's not even car driving simulator, it's car driving school simulator. You know, I've never heard of a video game where the end goal is to earn your driver's license. I will say that weirdly this trailer is better put together than most of the ones we've seen today. Oh, hey look! Froggy Crossing! Well, this one's just a calculator. And its original price is $10. Well, I mean, the only thing to do after using a calculator is to talk about zoo dentistry. Oh no, oh no. This was $13? This one's called 8-Bit Farm. And wait, hold on a second. This kind of reminds me of something. Wait a second. This one has a demo. By default, my farm is called Healthy Hills Farm. That's what I look like. My name is Ollie McDonald, and I'm a florist. That's just not gonna do, so... Welcome to The Farm. That's what I look like. I'm a man, and also my job is a farmer. In this demo, I have until month 4 of year 2. Thanks, Haley Bailey. What I'm seeing reminds me of a crappy, cheap, modern computer game, but what I'm hearing reminds me of Roller Coaster Tycoon, and that's a good thing.
it!
I got sunflowers, I guess. Woohoo! What kind of field? That looks like the size of your average backyard garden. Never in my life have I ever heard of agritourism. I mean, I guess that's a real thing, but really? Really? Why does it cost money to till the land? Okay, just navigating the menus makes it very obvious this was not made for a controller. It was made for a mouse. Also, I'm kinda lost. I'm so confused. What range? Photos needed, extra photos. A flower brooch? Practice? It takes a month to make that? I have no clue what any of this means, but these sound effects are making me feel pretty good about myself. Oh, I guess it actually wants us to grow crops now. Good. Okay, so I think I planted some strawberries here, and now it's telling me I need to hire somebody to take care of them. Okay, so this game does kind of remind me of like Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, you know, Stardew Valley, which happens to be one of my favorite games of all time. But it also more so reminds me of something along the lines of like those tycoon games, like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Zoo Tycoon. Okay, I have one last thing to do. Let's screw around with a search engine. Let's just do puzzle games that are rated 17 plus with a price range of 1 cent to $9.99. Oh. Well, I mean, yep.
You know, my mind is being filled with many questions, and almost every single one of them I know I don't want the answer to.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be done now.
Adios, para siempre. Sí. Goodbye. Well, I guess I'm broke now. The people down in Tegucigalpa won't give me my wallet back. So, not only is my Ponzi scheme falling apart, I also have no money to go to as recourse. I'm gonna go do some hard drugs and play Tetris. I found my old Mad Libs book. I haven't seen or touched this in forever. Let's do one.
Person in a room. Let's go with George, just for fun. Bill. Orphanage. George, again. I don't see anything wrong with this. This is great. Bags of nails, specifically like human nails. Noun, another noun. Eritrea. George again. Bloody. Person in room, female. George's dead wife. Left legging. Adverb. Oh, you know what? Noun. George again. Merrily. Yeah, I know that's an adverb, but, it's fine.
A scene between a parent and a teacher. To be read by George and Bill. Teacher, I ask you to come to the orphanage because I'm so worried about your son, George. Parent, oh, I'm sure he's been a very good D-Day. We've always taught him to mind his bags of nails. Specifically human ones. Teacher, well, yesterday I caught him copying from someone else's Eritrea. Parent, I cannot believe that our little George would do anything that bloody. Teacher, and on Monday, he stole 3 car door handles from George's dead wife's left legging. Parent, well, he always behaves very horrifically at home. Teacher, I hope you will talk to your George about these problems. Parent, I will. I will ground him and I'll take away his merrily privileges. These aren't as funny as they used to be. Let's play some video games. Now, usually I have the question, what game should I play? But yesterday I was reading the manual for Carnival Games Mini Golf in Latin, and I kinda screwed up on a few words, and I think I cursed myself.
So now every game I try to play turns out to be Populous on the SNES.
God games, real-time strategy games. It makes sense. People like having power, so if you create a video game where they get a bunch of power, it's bound to be a success. Now, personally, I've never been well-versed in the genre. I haven't played many God games, I haven't played many RTS games, and honestly, I've never really felt the desire to. But here we go. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? This is one of the only games I can play. Let's do it.
Populous for the SNES. One of the earliest console God games. Also, aside from Carnival Games Mini Golf for the Nintendo Wii, this is literally the only other game I can physically play right now. Let's do it.
Well, without further ado, let's play Populous. Alright, I guess let's start with a tutorial. Okay, we open up on water, I suppose. Not exactly sure what's happening. Is that? Oh, we're probably on that map. Okay, that would make sense. Well, there's some people here. Oh, I just destroyed their house. I don't... Am I supposed to be helping them? I think so. Okay, when I press select, it puts my cursor on this menu over here on the left, and I don't know what any of this means, and I don't know how to get to the other side. I don't...
Now may be a good time to mention that I have no clue how to play this game.
Well, if you can't tell, I'm very, very lost, but I do know a good way to figure out how to play this game. I'm gonna meditate and hope the answers come to me.
My fingers hurt.
The subconscious whispers within my brain have told me how to play this game, and it goes as such. So essentially, you're the blue team going against the red team, and you can change yourself to the red team, but you're usually going to be blue. To start off the game, you essentially just need to make a bunch of flat land so your people can build their buildings on it. Okay, in terms of the menu on the bottom left and bottom right, it goes as follows. On the left, we got most of the control stuff. So, for these ones with like the double arrows around them, it toggles your viewpoint. This one goes to the nearest knight, or goes to different knights. This one goes to a battle. This one goes to the shield, and you can put the shield on people to figure out how they're doing. You got this one, which goes to the leaders. Now, these ones with a single arrow are directives for your people. This one makes them colonize. This one makes them go to this little, like, thing that turns them into leaders, if there's no current leader. This one makes them go to battle, and I'm not entirely sure. This one, I think this one is so you can place down that little thing to change people into a leader. This one is to raise land and lower land, which is almost always on. This question mark, I think that's how you put the shield on people, and I'm pretty sure that's how you check all their stats. Now over on the right, we have the different, like, commands, I guess. These 6 over here are pretty self-explanatory. We got settings, pause, sound effects, music, all that. Now these 6 right here go volcano, night, flood, Armageddon, something about water, I don't know, I've never used that one. And earthquake. Now, earthquake shakes the place up, destroys the land. The water thing, I don't know. The knight's your current leader. The volcano puts rocky mountains in the way. The flood raises the water level by a significant amount. And Armageddon essentially is like the end game thing where you destroy all buildings and then everybody runs to the center of the map to do battle. And the end goal is essentially to basically wage war with the other team and kill them all.
I figured out what the weird water thing does. It creates a few little squares of swamp. It's kind of useless.
Alright, well let's do one. Let's do the first level. It's called Genesis. This game also has controller shortcuts. I don't know a whole lot of them. The only one I've memorized is LRA equals earthquake and LRX equals volcano. Everything else is... I don't know anything else. But that, yeah. There are controller shortcuts, and that's pretty cool. Blue team always starts out on the right. It's considered the good team, and the red's considered the evil team. Now we just have to flatten land and help them build up their buildings and castles and get all that going. Now, if they're getting lazy, you have to do different things to kind of kick them out. You can either, like, kick them out by lowering the land to make their buildings change, or you could just delete the buildings if for some reason you really don't want it there. So yeah, and you aren't limited to the land that's right there in the map. You can create new land. In fact, you could fill up that entire thing with green if you wanted to. With each new building that's made, I'm pretty sure a new person is like born. I think that's how that works. Because I think what happens is they go in, they make a building, and then they leave. And then once the little flag appears to say that it's yours, that means that there's somebody else in it. Now, if you can't tell, I'm kind of winging it with all these explanations because I don't know. Okay, so there's also mana in this game, you know, like action points. You have to have them to do different things. And I'm pretty sure it's gauged by the, like, goldish colored bar up in the top right, and the arrow's kind of just a way of telling you what you can do. And I have no clue if there's a bar or something that tells you how much mana you have left, but I don't think there is. And so just randomly you'll find yourself not being able to move the land because you run out of mana, I guess? I'm not sure. Or you're like me, where you accidentally pause the game and wonder why you're not allowed to change the land.
I figured out something else too. So the way to tell if you can raise or lower land, like if you have enough buildings around, if it's your land essentially, is your cursor. If it's a cross, you can build. If it's a square, like a segmented square, you can't. Okay.
Now, even if there was a manual, how is anyone gonna figure this out? Also, the tutorial was not a tutorial, and I'm still angry about that. Oh, also the sound design. It's kind of nostalgic sounding, but at the same time, it is pretty absolutely terrible. That beating of the drum thing gets really annoying, and this music is like weirdly terrifying, and the sound effects are, well, there's not a whole lot of them, but the ones that are here are pretty boring. Now, in terms of the other team, they're not very good at creating like big cities or a ton of castles, but they are good at making a ton, and I mean a ton of different buildings, even if they aren't very strong, meaning they get a lot of people. Now on the map on the top left, you can obviously see where you're looking. The white dots are your own buildings, the blue dots are your own people, and the red dots are the other person's people, and so forth. This game is very, very, very simple. In fact, I think it's a little too simple, because all you do is sit here making new castles, and then once you feel like it, you start war. And that's pretty much it. There's not much to this game. And that also doesn't really help because each round lasts so long. In fact, I'm getting really tired of this. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna press Armageddon. Just because that ends the game and I'm probably gonna win. As you can see, this is no longer a grassy plain. This is the sort of desert theme, I guess. There are a ton of these themes. Quite a few of them. In fact, we can go through all of them right now using the custom game feature. So let's go through them, shall we? After the grassy plains is the desert. Here, your people just exhaust a lot more quickly. After that is the snow, where your people walk slower. And then after that is this sort of like lava area, and I assume they get a lot more tired, but I don't really know what's so special about this place aside from we're in a volcano. After that is the weird Meadowland. The ocean turned into the word bullfrog, and I'm confused about everything that's happening here. Also, these are not humans. After that is this weird, like, fantastical world or whatever. Basically, your people are pigs, and the intro song is a little catchy. Yeah, okay, the intro songs are a little catchy, but the problem is they're like 5 seconds long, and they're only on the interesting maps. Afterwards is like this weird candy sweet world. Basically, all you have to know is that crops look like graham crackers and your castle looks like a cake. Also, for some reason, the ocean is orange. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. Oh, and your mice. That's probably important. After that is this weird alien planet. I'm not really sure what to say about this. It's an alien planet. After that,
France.
You know what? I appreciate this. And then after that is this weird Japanese-esque world, but the colors are drab and it makes my eyes hurt. Anyways, that's basically all this game has to offer. Here, let's go back to the desert and continue from where we left off. Alright, so I have a nation here, and I really need to flesh it out. Like, what should this nation be?
So since we're supposed to be in charge of a nation, I made a flag. Welcome to Aoioria Iowa. And yes, I do have a legitimate reason for this flag existing, and yes, it is a real flag, and no, that legitimate reason is not a very good reason.
In case you're wondering how to spell that, it's A-E-A-O-I-O-R-I-A-I-Y-O-A. Ah, crap, I accidentally hit the flood button. Hey, look, a castle. Oh, look, another castle. Oh, hey, we're making castles. Oh, don't do that. Hey, look, a castle. Okay, so this game can be kind of fun at times, but it's just the same thing over and over and over again, and it gets old really, really fast. Oh, I guess it was just waiting till I had enough mana to initiate my flood.
What have I done? I didn't even torture him first!
Well, I gotta rebuild. Time to make some more castles. Woohoo! Alright, I'm getting tired of this. I'm just gonna do Armageddon. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win anyways. For Aoioria Iowa. We are victorious! Play the national anthem! Okay, I'll be honest, this is starting to feel like cheating. I need to finish a game legitimately. I can't just keep doing Armageddon. I have to actually beat one of these. Let's do the French Revolution. Alright, so we start off, make our castles, do everything well. After a little bit of time, you just keep building it up, keep building it up. My people are starting to create a bunch of things in the mountains, and it's kind of... I don't know, it's a little risky because we're getting really close to them, and if we get too close, we're going to start going to war, and I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Well, I guess I don't really have much of a choice now, do I? We're going to go to war now. Alright, you see our leader here? He's much stronger than almost everybody else aside from the other person's leader. He needs a name. Alright, so this guy's, the Wondrous George. Great war hero, amazing person. He stole from his dead wife's left legging. We're all doing great. Okay, so I figured out the strategy. It takes a while, but basically what you have to do is have your people go in and take other people's stuff, and then you have to expand it and make it bigger. And so basically you just corner the other team and then kill them all off. Let's do it. We found a hole in their defenses, so we have to go in there and we can split them up that way. Okay, right now we're doing all right. We have basically two war fronts, one in the west and one in the southwest. And I think we're winning both of them right now. Alright, we finished off the west. Now we have to go down to the southwest and finish the team off. Okay, we've run into a bit of a problem here. My people, they won't go on the offensive. They're just kind of wandering around. This is a huge problem because now we have rebels in the west and they're starting to gain land back. Oh, never mind, I guess we did it. Well, that's the entire game. It's not bad, but it definitely does overstay its welcome, and there's a lot of things that could be easily worked out. So, make of it what you will.
You know, I've been thinking, maybe I should put these videos into different types of, seasons, seemingly for no reason, and really there aren't many. But, I mean, hey, everybody else who makes these types of videos, they do it. Plus, I mean, if I give my videos a distinguished order, I can go off the last episodes. And there's some sort of organization stuff that goes along with it. So sure, we're doing seasons now. Anyways, probably time to figure out if playing Populous fixed my curse. There's Marble Madness. Let's try that. Well, I suppose that means it's time to confront the problem. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna procrastinate a little bit. The awesome game of meme! won this game was the only one playing. 3 to 6 players with a Z. Ages 14 and up for some reason. Let's go play it. Okay. The awesome game of meme. Got the rules right here.
2 things for you, shovelware and mini golf. Now, shovelware, I mean, shovelware is stupid, but we all love it, right? It's all dumb, it's fun to laugh at, it's fun to look at, it's low quality, but that's what makes it great. Now, mini golf, on the other hand, is one of the most pleasurable experiences that any person on planet Earth can ever have. I think.
Alright, so reading the instructions, it seems like one of those, Cards Against Humanity, apples to apples type games where you make a meme, and then the judge decides who gets a point, and that's essentially how this goes. Let's try it out, shall we? Dang it! I'm kind of tired of Populous. Probably should fix that curse now, because now it's spread to card games, not just video games. Alright, let's do this. If I have to play Populous one more time, I'm going to lose my sanity completely. So let's speed up the process. Shall we?
Cat Daddy Games.
Cat Daddy Games. They're well known for making tycoon games. So what are they doing making a mini golf?
Carnival Games Mini Golf. Hey, stop that!
This is Barker. He's the Carnival Games mascot, and he also owns this place. I think he should be arrested for something, I just don't know what yet. So we got 2 options, multiplayer and prize play, which is just single player. I have played this game before, when I was much younger, and I remember it vividly. Wait a second, there's a 3rd option? The people who made this game are being credited like this?
Well, I mean, if I made a video game, I'd also want to be remembered that way.
Well, seeing as I have nobody else to play with, I guess I'm gonna have to do solo prize play. Alright, so starting off, I have to make a character. Unfortunately, I can't choose the eye color, so it's not going to look exactly like me, but I got it to look pretty close. Okay, so it asks for your dominant hand, but it really, really doesn't matter. I can play a tutorial? Why not? Let's try it. Alright, so to swing, all you have to do is wave the remote around, and the harder you wave, the more power you put on the swing. And then the moment you let go of A or B, you hit the ball. There's no... This is dumb. Okay, in terms of victory animations, this is the best we're gonna get. By the way, there are a ton of victory animations. Each one of the 4 character models has their own standard ones, and then it also branches out to each having their own victory animation for each individual club that you can get. And there is just a lot of this, and I hate it, but I love it, and this game is so stupid but amazing. Barker, hold me.
That tickles!
Alright, so this is the park, or map, or... What is this? I can't really call it an amusement park. I can't really call it a golf course. What is this place? Okay, so right now we only have 3 different, areas unlocked, and each one of them has 3 different holes. Now, every single one of these different themes has one of each specific type of hole. First, there's the adventure hole, which is pretty much the only one that's kind of like a real mini golf hole. Then there's the challenge hole, which is extremely vague and doesn't really mean anything in this context. And then the last hole type is a trick shot hole, which basically you have 3 or so tries to get it into the hole from the starting point, and each time you mess up, you start back at the beginning, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Let's start here, Prehistoria.
Me and this land go back. Way back, in fact, to the days of the dinosaurs. Most of these enormous creatures have names I won't even try to pronounce. So pick a hole and we'll get started.
Okay, as annoying as Barker seems, the voice actor did a really good job at making him a very entertaining character. And it's kind of just a joy to listen to this character just rant on and on about random things, and I kind of love him. Solo or against Barker?
Oh no, I'm not ready for something like that. Let's just do a solo round.
I hope you're okay with giant flying birds without any feathers, because there's one circling this hole. Pterodactyls are known to be fanatical about protecting their eggs. Hey, you ever notice that golf balls sort of look like eggs?
Thanks, Barker. Really appreciate the insightful commentary on golf balls. Alright, there's a fun quirk of all the adventure holes. So basically, somewhere in the level there is a minigame. And if you access it and beat it, you go straight to the hole. This one is Flappy Bird. Yay.
By giving your egg a ball back. Good luck, hot stuff.
Barker just called me hot stuff. I know you're jealous. It's hard to blame you, everyone would be. But, you know, try to keep it to yourself. Damn it. Well, I beat the hole. Not really sure what to do now. Alright, the way to progress this game is to get these Barker tokens. And the only way to get them is by winning against Barker.
Well, I suppose if I want to be efficient about things, I don't really have a choice, do I?
Alright, we have to replay the hole, but at least this time I get to metaphorically beat an old man to death.
You know, Barker does seem like the perfect name for this guy, but it's not humiliating enough, so from now on I'm gonna start calling him Barky Boy.
Alright, here's the deal. Barky Boy is actually, like, really good at this, so my best plan of action is probably to beat the stupid Flappy Bird game.
Hey!
Hey.
Very nice!
I feel so accomplished. Look at that, a fresh and juicy coin from Barky Boy. Alright, so this next one is segmented. The first part that you start at is a pachinko game, which then leads to another, like, little island in the middle of lava in this dinosaur's mouth. Alright, must I really explain anything? You can clearly see, like, what this hole is, right? Okay, alright. After experimenting with which color leads where, basically just go for the lime green one, and then it's a hole in one, so, yeah. Another Barky Boy coin down. Let's move on to the next hole. This one is my favorite. It's called a trick shot hole. This is a guessing game.
Hey, wait a minute! They said this hole was inactive, but it looks like that's not the case anymore.
Excuse me. Barky Boy, I'm not so sure about this.
Well, before she blows...
Barky Boy, I don't know, I'm not sure about this.
See if you can pick the right path that will lead us both to safety and a hole-in-one to boot.
I'm not sure about this, Barker.
All you have to do is just keep playing it until you get a hole in one, and then I guess you win. If you do well on a hole, you get a puzzle piece. If you get all the puzzle pieces in a given area, you get a new club, which each come with their own new victory animations. So, essentially, I get more of this. I'm so excited. I'm really excited to see more of this. And with that, we're done with the area. Let's move on to Barnyard.
What's that smell in the air?
The first hole we have here is called Hog Heaven. I take my first shot like usual. Now it's Barker's turn.
What? Excuse me? Hold on. So, we can't tie, because otherwise we don't get the coin. But he doesn't have to play the games to get holes in one? This is a scam!
Look, the only reason I'm giving Barky Boy a pass here is because he called me hot stuff earlier. So, we're cool, but, you know, that still did piss me off a little bit. I will say, I really appreciate Barky Boy's enthusiasm. It's very inspiring. I suppose the best thing I can do right now is to get into the minigame and then beat it, you know, because it gives you a hole-in-one.
Old McDougal often says not to put all your eggs in one basket.
Barky boy, are we sure this is legal? Well, who cares?
In this minigame, I have to catch the eggs, and if I really feel like it, I can catch the coins.
You made it all the way!
Sure did. And with that, I got another Barky Boy coin. The next hole is the challenge hole, and I don't want to know what's happening here, to be completely honest with you. By the way, these animal sounds, they are just perfect. I mean, we all know that cows go assuming that it's a cow. It may just be the farmer. Okay, the way that this hole works is that one of these eggs has the hole underneath it, and you have to find it by hitting your ball into different eggs. But you want to avoid hitting the middle one because it resets all the eggs. Someone who works at Cat Daddy Games was just going about their daily life, and all of a sudden this idea popped into their head. Somebody thought this was a really, really good idea enough to pitch it to the team of developers and then have it made.
You see, I think I get it. In this world, an animal can grow out of their egg, and what they do is to get a new one, they actually take the eggs of other dead or grown animals, they harvest them and just make a new one. The farmer, whatever his name is, he's doing a really good job. It's a science experiment.
I mean, I do this with human eggs. It's a lot more disturbing, but I do it with human eggs. So, this is the only way this joke can go is south, so I'm gonna stop it right now.
Okay, what does this place serve? It looks like a boss arena. What is this? Look at me. You're not in any position to talk, so I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me where the hole is. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to have a little chat with Barky Boy.
Yeah, I'll admit that this took a lot longer than it probably should have. It's not the fact that I have to do worse than Barky Boy, it's more so the fact that we can't tie. Because it is so easy to tie in this hole, and it's stupid. Well, that was fun. On to the next hole, the trick shot hole. Old McDougal. Turns out Old McDougal is actually the farmer of this hellhole. Basically, Old McDougal plays a specific pitch, and then you have to match it by hitting it in the right jug. But I'll be frank, I can cheat.
Yep.
Cool, got a new club, and now it's on to the next area. Fairytella. Alright, the adventure hole of Fairytella is called Downhill Slide, and I'm pretty sure you can understand exactly what that means.
Gnomes of Fairytella have designed this course especially for our guests. This hole looks easy, but don't let it fool you. Also, don't lose your footing, because it looks like that first step is a real doozy.
Barky Boy, Sweetie Pie, Honey Bunchkins. You're really scaring me here with your little speech. He said it looks easy and then told me don't let it fool you, but he didn't explain why it's not easy, which scares me immensely. So I guess we'll just see what happens. Ah! The gnomes got me. The minigame for this hole is Simon Says, but with gnomes that look like a police sketch come to life. It's okay, I kicked Barky Boy's ass. The next one's called Troll Bridge. You know, I think it goes without saying, but the audio mixing for Barker and his surroundings, not very good. I can barely hear Barker at all.
The woods to a hole-in-one you go. Keep your eye on the ball, because those...
Maybe it was intentional. Maybe listening to Barky Boy is too much raw power for the human brain to comprehend. You see, this hole's called Troll Bridge, but there aren't trolls on the bridge. Instead, there are goats who are blowing very strong gusts of wind who literally have no effect on the actual game in general. You can just hit past their gusts of wind. Look at this. Also pinball. I mean, what kind of golf game is right without pinball? I guess this is Carnival Games mini golf. And then we have to hit it into a lily pad, which bounces it. It gets hit by a lollipop and straight into the hole because I think I'm schizophrenic. Also, the only reason I won this hole is because of this. The next hole is called Flower Power, and I'm pretty sure you can already kind of guess what's happening here. I would like to draw attention to this little stream thing because the speed on it is insane. Okay, once again, we're done with the area. Now on to Pirate's Delight. All the other areas, those were easy. This is the first medium one. In this hole, there are two mini games, one for the normal route and one for the hole-in-one route. Now, the hole-in-one route, you have to go into this little ship.
There she blows!
This music does not fit what's going on here. And also there's this crab one, which honestly freaked me the hell out when I was younger. Why is everybody fighting over my ball? It's my ball. You know, to be honest, the thing about pirate... Oh! Jeez. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Ugh. Looks like games aren't the only thing turning into Populous. It's spreading even more. I guess I doomed the world. This is our next hole. It's, not very fun. I mean, just look at this. And of course, not only that, but we also have to beat Barker. I guess it's still not as bad as the egg one, though. This one's just clams. Just a lot of clams. You hit it into the right clam, you get a good hole. On to the Wild West. Well, yeehaw then.
So pick your hole and get ready for a rootin' tootin' good time.
I'm ready, Barker. I'm ready for a rootin' tootin' good time. See, I like the direction that Barky Boy's taking mini golf in. He's making it dangerous and life-threatening and illegal, and I am all for all of those things.
Run through these parts. Not many people make it up this way too much anymore, so some of the roads around here could do with a little work. If you run into trouble, you might just have to make your own way.
You know, Barky Boy's a weird character because he speaks in riddles, but his tone is so blunt that he almost doesn't. And I love it. You could go the regular way where you have to bounce off this target, go around hitting the hole and everything. Or you could go in this mineshaft and play an on-rails shooter. See, these minigames, they aren't hard, but they're not exactly easy. These guys kind of look like the blue ghost from Luigi's Mansion 3, but with eyes. I think they're called goobers, I think? I don't know, man. And just like that, we got another Barky Boy coin. Funny thing, when you go back to play a level again after already beating Barker, you get this.
You win, but you have the coin already.
You're damn right I did. This next hole is pretty much completely luck-based. You have to go through this loop-de-loop and then hit the right pack of dynamite to get in the hole. And this one's kind of rough too, just because, you know, me and Barker can't tie. And so Barky Boy wins by just being as good as me. Next is the trick shot hole. Oh, okay. I'll take it then. Let's go. This next area is called King's Court. And the first hole is called Crooked Walk. Depending on how you shoot your first shot depends on what happens. You could either unlock the minigame and play that to get a hole in one, or you could just go over here. The minigame is called Juggles.
You finished!
Okay, cool, I beat you, Barky Boy. Here's the next hole. And I like the idea that Barky Boy could find real dragons for his mini golf course, but he couldn't find real people in suits of armor and horses, so he had to use these, like, wooden things. Basically, you have to crank open the thing, and it's fun, really fun. I'm having fun. Last thing in this area is the trick shot, which there are two ways to get to the hole. There's this one, which goes in all these, like, different bombs, and then there's this one, which you have to just basically time it right.
Uh-oh.
We better hurry, otherwise my kidney will turn to Populous. Gotta hurry. Okay, next we got the this Halloween area. First one's called Old Toothy. I wonder how long it would take to find each one of those sounds in a stock sound list. We go through this graveyard in which everybody is really unhappy with their current situation. We crack this old guy's teeth, and then we go up this hill into the hole. Next we got the challenge hole, Devil's Brew.
Like most mini golf courses, there's a hole based on Satan.
You have to power your shot right not to go in the devil's mouth, but get into the witch's brew. Then afterwards, you go through another graveyard, get stuck by spiders. This is the easiest minigame I have ever played. Then you go through this windmill into the hole. Okay, next, there are animal versions of trees blowing gusts of wind, and you have to make it to the hole, which is right in front of you, but it's always so hard, but I actually did it somehow, so here we go! Next, Amazonia. The first one, Going Tribal, because we all know tribal means lava. But the minigame, although really hard to get to, because, I mean, look at this, is a rhythm game, and a very easy rhythm game. So, easy hole-in-one. But the normal route isn't very fun. I mean, it's not easy and it's not fun. Also, there are spears coming from absolutely nowhere. I like the implication that there's just people down there thrusting it upwards. This next one, while very small, has like 4 different paths to it. So, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of boring. Also, is that a snake? The next hole, the trick shot hole, is a bridge that breaks as your ball rolls along it. Basically, you have to hit it just the right power to get it in the hole and not feed it to these alligators. It's fine. The last area, Ra's Revenge. The first hole has always intrigued me for some reason. I have no clue why, but it's up in the sky. Also, Barker's quotes when your ball falls off is just, they're hilarious.
Out of
Basically, you have to keep jumping, and there's teleportation, and somehow all of this is kind of boring. The minigame is a game of Labyrinth, and it's my least favorite just because it seems unfair. This next one is just a maze. Basically, you just guess until you get to the hole. Usually you want to go for the hardest ones to get into, out of these little door things. Yeah.
Alright, this is it, the last hole, the last Barky Boy coin. That's quite unfortunate.
It was boring. Okay, we did it.
Sweet job!
Oh, hell yeah.
But aside from saving the world, what was my hard work for?
Player option screen.
I can look like Barker now. Yes! This game wasn't even that bad. I mean, there's multiplayer mode.
And with that, we've finished the game. Honestly, it wasn't the worst thing ever. I mean, it wasn't good, but it definitely wasn't terrible. That being said, I will never read the Carnival Games Mini Golf Manual in Latin ever again.
this year. Welcome back to living room. That's right, I'm living in a room again. But this time, it's a little different. It's that time of year again. It's Christmas. Because the holidays are a time of enjoyment and excitement, I figured what better way to celebrate than to play my favorite video game of all time, Omori. Actually, I don't think quality means happiness. We gotta figure something else out. Free-to-play games, my favorite lie. Now when you think of free-to-play games, your mind probably immediately goes to something along the lines of
Fortnite.
And you'd be right. It's quite the amorous concept, is it not? I mean, think about it. You have the hardware, and as long as you have the ability to download software, you have the game. You don't have to pay any extra for the game. It's an amazing idea. You see, the term of the day here is microtransactions. Here, I'm gonna prove a point. I'm gonna look up fun games on the App Store and see what happens. In-app purchases, in-app purchases. Games from memory lane? Okay, sure. In-app purchases, in-app purchases, in-app purchases. Do you see what I mean? Even Tetris. What are you paying for in Tetris? You see, the way these companies like to do it is to have an in-game currency that can only be bought with real currency. And, I mean, at that point, there's no reason to have an in-game currency. Just, you're not fooling anybody. Just let them spend money on your game. They like to trick you into getting a game because it's considered free to play. But then after you get into the game, you realize you can't do anything without spending money on microtransactions, so you just do it anyways. But hey, it's Christmas. It's a good illusion to make you think you're just getting something for free. Until you end up spending $300 on Tetris. Even Duolingo. I'm just trying to learn Irish. But every now and then we get a game that can be enjoyed by not spending any money at all. It's called robbing GameStop. Or something like Tetris 99. I mean, I get spending money here on the extra modes, but Tetris on the App Store, what are you spending money on there? It's Tetris on the App Store. The main mode is free, and it's fun, but if you want to, you can spend money on other modes. See, this is a good way to do it. And they did it again with Pac-Man 99. Nobody cares about that game, but it did the same thing, and it did it well. And of course, earlier I mentioned Fortnite, which I'm pretty sure you know how that works, right? It's free to play, but if you want any extras or bigger parts of the game, you're gonna have to pay. Also, it falls victim to that whole in-game currency thing that you use real money to buy with the whole V-Bucks thing. Yeah, let's be done with this conversation. I just realized I haven't checked under the tree yet. That's how I'm gonna figure out what I'm supposed to play. Jump rope challenge. In 2020, if you'll remember, people obviously had to stay at home to work. And Nintendo knew that their workers were getting kinda fat. It even says this on the download page. Alright, let's do it. On June 15th of 2020, this game was announced to the public on Twitter. Screw it, I'm getting fat, let's do it. I refuse to put the strap on. It's telling me to pretend to jump rope. No way. Alright, I suppose there's not much left to do except get started. Man, this is thrilling. It's telling me to take a break. No, not yet, no. Coming! Let's just keep jump roping. You ever play a game in Dutch? I don't know Dutch, and I think this is the way to learn it. By playing random games in Dutch, I'm gonna eventually learn Dutch.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm happy with this. How do you even pronounce that?
Regenboogbaan. Rainbow track.
Okay then. Wait, hold on. I see. Alright. And you see, I would play Jump Rope Challenge in Dutch, but I might miss the story, so I'll hold off on that for a minute. I guess I'll keep jumping. What's this? I can change the way I look. I can be Luigi! Technically, this game got a free DLC update. So originally it just started off as a few costumes, regular jump rope, and some backgrounds. Then they decided that is not nearly good enough. They added this fast jump roping thing that I've been doing. They added Nintendo costumes and new backgrounds. Hey, they know what the people want. I'm telling you, if I can't do a double under jump rope as Inkling Girl on a cat background, I'm going to lose it. Well, there's also multiplayer. You press the button and then one of your controllers is player 1 and the other one is player 2. It's this is cheating. Something tells me it'd be very stupid to answer the door right now. Let's keep jump roping. If you pause the game, you get this little break thing. But, there's options. I can set the daily goal to 3,000 jumps. I got a job to do. Holy hell, that bar goes slow. Man, this is a little rough. I just realized I haven't locked the back door today. I say we take a break from jump roping. How about we call the police? Yeah, hi. I would like to report an attempted breaking and entering. They might succeed. Yeah, I've got a Minecraft sword. It's fake, too. Apparently they can't touch me. Are you kidding me? It caps out at 3,000. And I didn't get the bar finished. Well, it looks like I'm done jump roping. Right here I have with me Game On, 2016 edition. I picked this up not too long ago, so what do you say we forget about my imminent danger and take a look? Honestly, I don't really know what to expect, so let's do it. Starting off with Little Big Planet 3. Okay, cool. What a year, you got that right. 50 greatest gaming moments. You know this is gonna be a good list when the first game mentioned is Tetris. Oh hey, I know that guy. Minecraft Pocket Edition. You know, all of this makes tons of sense. 50 greatest gaming moments of all time. At least by 2016 standards. Number 1 is just the first level of Super Mario Bros. Aside from being the first Mario level, is there anything really that special about it? I understand it's iconic, but the best gaming moment of all time? Yeah, sure. Mobile games, not my forte. This book claims that the first Sonic the Hedgehog game was a masterpiece in level design. They mastered something, but I don't know. Top 10 funniest lines. The cake is a lie. I mean, that was so funny that if it was a little bit funnier, maybe I might have laughed. You see, my main problem with the book is that it feels like it's directed towards like 7-year-olds, but it also includes games like Majora's Mask or Madden or, well, okay, that's Disney's universe, but... Top 10 epic rivalries in gaming. Mario's listed twice here. I don't really know the rules of these top 10s, but what I do know is that Birds vs. Pigs is pretty epic. Oh hey, Minecraft. Coolest secrets. The trick jump from Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 here is labeled as a secret. Man, it took me years to find that one out. Stop! Okay, dude, I appreciate the hustle here, but this has got to be terrible for both your wallet and your mental state. Top 10 cutest characters. Is it... I'm actually curious, do people find the portal turrets cute? I don't get that one. Mario Party. This game tries to justify Mario Party 10 by saying it has more playable characters than the original. And, okay, I'll be honest, I'll be completely honest. I actually do find somewhat enjoyment in Mario Party 10. But, let me be very clear. Fruit Scoot Scurry is not the top minigame, and I'm sorry. Okay, alright, okay. Gang Beasts is labeled as one of the most competitive games of all time. Okay, alright. It also references here, Beat the Beat, Rhythm Paradise. This book is European. I wish I could sweat like that. This book has a weird obsession with FIFA. Okay, technically Kingdom Hearts is a licensed game, but... I mean, come on. Kingdom Hearts is really not a Disney game at this point. It's mostly just Final Fantasy. The most influential games ever. They mentioned Wipeout on here. And I can understand where they were coming from when they mentioned Pong here, but what was inspired by Pong? I get it was one of the earliest video games ever, but like, you understand where I'm coming from, right? How did this influence? I mean, I guess there was the Pong consoles. I don't know, man. League of Legends? Oh, crap. Hey, look, League of Legends cosplayers. Cool. Hey, look, Tingle. Damn. I don't know. I guess I'll just be done with this book now. Well, now that that's over, I'm not really sure what to do. that's nice. But it's okay, I had my rip-off Minecraft sword, so I survived. Wasn't a bad Christmas. See you next year. I love the rain. It's very peaceful. What's on the agenda for today? Glad you asked. See this really old ball of tape? It's got a little trick to it. If you hit yourself in the head with it, it knocks you out, and when you wake up, you got a fun little game to play. Watch this. Super Monkey Ball, a game series that I have a very strong affinity for. Not only do I have a very personal connection to it, but also, it's playing around with monkey balls. Who could ask for anything else? April 15th, 2021. On a listing for ESRB ratings, a new Super Monkey Ball game gets leaked, and it's called Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz kinda brought the series back to life, if you could kinda say that. But at the very least, people were expecting a new game of some sort, and most people were hoping for remakes of the first two games. Exactly 2 months later, it was officially announced during E3 of that year, rest in peace by the way, as a remake of the first two Monkey Ball games and then some. People were worried. I mean, can you really blame them though? Super Monkey Ball hasn't really been good in a long time. It's just kind of been okay. So many, including me, were worried that Sega was gonna really screw this one up. But hey, it's a remake of the first two Monkey Ball games, and it includes the deluxe stages in there with a bunch of extra stuff, so... Well, this sounds great! I don't have much else to do except play this and, forgot about that one. I'll do that later. Let's play this. Before we play the game, I'm gonna put my system in Dutch. Because remember, Dutch is the language of the future, and they're gonna take over the world one day. Okay, this is making a great first impression. This song is... I love this. This is... I can't explain it. You see, they did the same thing with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Super Monkey Ball! You know, looking back at that game, they put a lot of effort into the presentation for a game that's just kind of okay. Also with Banana Blitz HD, that's the game that started this whole, like, yellow and black sort of style they're going for now, and honestly, I am a huge fan of it. This song is both really catchy, the lyrics make no sense, which you know, I'm always a big fan of that, and it's just really happy without seeming overly childish, and I love it. Also, I've pretty much memorized the entire thing by now. Taking you so far, you may be getting tired. Too many eyes are there watching over you, and there's nowhere I can hide away! And the best part is, there is a full version of this song if you put in a cheat code at the main menu screen. LLR. And also, since we're talking about the initial presentation of the game,
I want to bring attention to the launch trailer of it, because there's a full-blown animation and it's kind of just the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Speaking of the menu, we have a very extensive one to look at here. But to keep it simple right now, let's just jump right into main game. So we have a few options here. We have the practice modes, we have the challenge modes, and then we have story mode. So, story mode.
What the hell was that?
I'm sorry, what did I just witness? I'm sure if you've never seen the original cutscenes, you would know exactly what's going on right here. Not to mention the fact that this song has been cut out, but not at the same time. I don't know. Just, let's play some Monkey Ball.
Ready? Go!
So right off the bat, you can tell that this game controls slightly different and feels slightly different from the previous games. Now, of course, there are always the people who will say that's immediately a bad thing. But I don't, because this works, and it still feels like Super Monkey Ball, even if it's a bit different. I guess I'll just make my way through the story mode here. I'm sorry. Okay, these, I can't take these seriously at all. Also, can we talk about how they just kind of forced the Doctor and Yan Yan to be part of the story when they never were? You see, I would have preferred if they actually made an original story that included every single stage, but they didn't do that, so.
Can we talk about how this is rated E10+? Oh, I get it. I wouldn't let a 9-year-old see this either.
It's kind of difficult to say why this game feels so different in terms of physics and controls compared to the originals, but I think a good way to try to put it would be to say that your ball feels lighter than it did in the originals. And I can't really explain why that is, considering you don't bounce more, you're not faster, but it does definitely feel like your ball has less weight to it. Like I said, I don't really know why it feels lighter. It's not like you bounce higher or anything. It's just, I get that sort of feeling. But that also may be in part to a new feature here that I am a huge fan of, camera control.
You see, at first I was really against the idea of camera control in a Monkey Ball game, but honestly, I love it to pieces. I love it. I would marry it. I would start a family with that concept if I could. And I will. Somehow. I'll find a way.
But honestly, that was my least favorite part about the original games, was that the camera never worked with me. And now that I can control it a little bit, I feel like it makes the experience a lot more pleasant and a lot less frustrating.
And I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the most prestige Super Monkey Ball player. I couldn't do the speedruns that people do. Those things scare me. Those people scare me. I hide from them.
The stages in this game feel a lot more faithful than I was expecting them to be. They feel pretty much exactly like the originals, in my opinion. Except a few exceptions that we'll talk about later, where they purposefully changed them for one reason or another. There's really not much to say here, aside from it's Super Monkey Ball, and it's very, very fun, and I love it because it's Super Monkey Ball.
It's a beautiful ending. It's gorgeous. It's heart-touching. And I'm pretty sure I could make the entire thing with keyframes on Premiere Pro in like half an hour.
Well, story mode's technically over, but I wouldn't really call that a story. Let's go ahead and talk about the graphics real quick. I don't know. Because on one hand, you have parts of the game that are honestly pretty good looking. But then you have other stuff that looks like this. How am I supposed to feel about that? Okay, let's go to the challenge modes now because that's classic Super Monkey Ball. For some reason, they renamed the different difficulty levels. You got casual, normal, expert, then master. What was wrong with beginner and advanced? In fact, I kind of preferred those names. Casual Monkey Ball? Well, that depends on your skill set, doesn't it? One of the main changes they made to challenge mode was that you no longer have to unlock either master or the extra stages. Now, here are my thoughts about that. The extra stages, I feel those should be unlocked in some way, considering they are literally extra stages, and even in this game, they are labeled as extra stages. However, Master, on the other hand, I don't feel that should be unlocked because it's its own difficulty level. I'm okay with this, however, because if you'll think back to Super Monkey Ball 1, the stuff they had you do to unlock the extra stages, and especially Master, it's very harsh. I'll admit it right here, I've never made it to Expert Extra or Master in the original game. I have in the second game, but that's just because you're allowed to have 99 lives. In the original, you have to have 3, and I feel like those stages are much harder than the second games anyways, so sue me, I guess. So Super Monkey Ball 2 is actually, it feels pretty close to Banana Mania, I realize. In fact, getting better at Banana Mania made me better at Super Monkey Ball 2. However, I realized that turning in the original Super Monkey Ball is so sensitive. It's much more sensitive than I remember it being. Let's put it this way.
It's like if I went to California, told II to face north and walk to the state of Georgia, he would end up in the country of Georgia.
Let's talk about the music real quick, shall we? This game's original soundtrack has a weirdly different feel to it. I don't think these songs would fit in the original games, and I also don't think they'd fit in any of the newer games either. But they're just really good. Especially the new songs for the Super Monkey Ball 2 stages. Here's how I'd put the soundtracks, because you basically have two here. You have a Super Monkey Ball 2 soundtrack and a Super Monkey Ball 1 soundtrack. I think that the original Super Monkey Ball 1 soundtrack is way better than the new one. Not saying the new one's bad, I just prefer the originals. But, now this is a matter of personal preference, I actually prefer the new Super Monkey Ball 2 soundtrack to the old one. Once again, I still love the Super Monkey Ball 2 original soundtrack. I just absolutely love the new one as well. This also goes into another point of the video. There is DLC for this game. Thankfully, there aren't microtransactions, and thankfully, none of the core experience is hindered by the fact that there is DLC. But one of the DLCs that you can buy is the original soundtrack.
Why did I have to pay money for that?
I think it's a little stupid that it's even DLC to begin with. I feel this should just be part of the game. We're not nearly done. We still have a lot more game to cover. Let's talk about the party games, shall we?
They're all here and they're all hit or miss like they were in the originals.
Monkey Target, still Monkey Target. Monkey Boat still makes my fingers hurt. Monkey Race still isn't as fun as it seems like it would be. Monkey Shots, still weird. Monkey Dogfight controls it way better than I thought it would. Monkey Soccer, still NES Soccer. Monkey Baseball still feels like tabletop baseball. I still don't know how the physics work for Monkey Fight. Monkey Bowling still gives me a mental hernia. Monkey Golf is Monkey Golf, but now there are both Monkey Golfs. Except tennis. I can't, for the love of more than All Is Holy. I don't know what happened, but I can't control the ball to save my life.
Since I did the first video on Super Monkey Ball 1, I've learned what rotation is, but time to just dip my head face first in and learn what Japan 9 Ball is.
Okay, so from my understanding, Japan 9 Ball works like this. In this case, everyone starts off with 20 points. Usually it would have been played with money, considering it was for gambling purposes usually. But here it's monkey ball, so we got 20 points. Like in US 9 ball, you have to hit the balls in order, otherwise you'll be punished. Each of the balls on the table have a point assignation, and if you hit that ball in without foul, you will take that many points, or money of some kind, away from the people you're playing against. Not to mention the side pockets typically double the amount that you get paid from a ball, and apparently a bunch of other versions of this game include different money balls, different point values, and just, it's a gambling game. What do you think? This is weirdly complicated.
Okay, I prefer US 9 ball. I don't know what the Japanese were thinking.
The way this man says foul horrifies me. Actually, to be honest, I can't stand the way this guy says anything.
Fallout!
Okay, we're not done. Let's talk about the store. You can unlock different characters, balls, outfits, and some new modes to play. There's reverse mode, which is exactly what it sounds like, and it's pretty fun. There's golden banana mode, which you have to collect every single golden banana in a level to beat it. Strata can burn in hell in this one. And there's also the opposite of that, dark banana mode, which you can't touch any of the dark bananas. Twin Basin can burn in hell on this one. There's deluxe mode, which is literally just the deluxe stages. Okay, hold on one second. I want to bring some attention to the original deluxe levels. They are an interesting selection. You have some pretty good ones. Cool. You have some pretty good ones that have no difficulty level because they took it out. And then you have the ones that are just a complete mess. For instance, Lunchbox. What am I looking at here? It takes a few seconds to beat, and this feels like a test level. Whatever, I'm glad they're here, and I'd be kind of angry if they weren't here. Lastly, there's the original stage mode. All the levels they slightly nerfed to make it somewhat easier in the main game are here in their original forms. And I gotta say, Stamina Master still really makes me want to
throw a chair.
Also in this section of the store, you can unlock some filters. Cool, I guess. And you can unlock a jump button. Now, this is completely optional, and turning it on is in the settings, so, you know. But you can do it. And it makes some levels too easy? There are some other things. For instance, there is the rankings. There's a time attack and there's a score attack. Those are pretty cool. There's replays, which...
You see, replays are nice for one thing. I don't have to record an extra 30 minutes of gameplay footage.
And there are missions, which is really just an achievement board. There are also two cool little things that they have here. One being the accelerometer, which is not what it sounds like. It's actually motion controls.
Using motion controls in handheld mode makes me want to use a literal bath bomb.
There's also the direction indicator. It's exactly what it sounds like. It gives a little arrow that always points in the direction that your joystick is pointing. And it kind of throws me off a little bit, but it is kind of fun to see how sporadic it gets at some of the harder levels.
It's probably about time I let the cat out of the bag. This is my favorite Monkey Ball game. The feds are after me now, let me go.
Now, the public response to this game was generally really positive. Except by one group, which of course they're not going to agree with it because they're the group that they are. That group being the competitive Super Monkey Ball community.
Remember, if you're part of a competitive community, don't accept any new good things, and if something is new and different or slightly different than what you remember it, that means it's horrible because it's not exactly what you remember and not exactly the same. Keep that in mind.
Though I will say, the speedruns for the original Super Monkey Ball games are probably some of the most engrossing and entertaining videos on all of YouTube. So my final verdict has been, I love this game with all my heart. I also think it did an unnecessarily well job at being the 20th anniversary celebration of the Super Monkey Ball series. By the way, I should probably get around to the first part of my to-do list. Wait for it. Here it comes. I found the topic for today. Oh! I don't want to explain how I got this. What even is it? Game Builder Garage announced really bluntly on May 5th of 2021 and released June 11th of that same year. I don't know, man. Basically, it was a very simplified version of programming released as a game. There is really not a whole lot interesting to say about this game. I mean, it was tested on kids, but so was Death, so I don't know. Okay, Game Builder Garage, let's see. Okay, so there's not much to do here. We could just wing it, or we could do some lessons. But of course, let's put the game in Dutch. Greeting us in the lessons is a guy named Bob. He's a blue dot. Really? You couldn't think of anything beside a dot? It's a talking dot. I don't know. Okay, ik ben Bob. I know what that means. I am Bob. Playing all those games in Dutch is really starting to up my Dutch a little bit. Je hebt geen idee hoe je de game moet uitspelen. Hey. Okay, so you don't have an idea how the game must... Okay, what's that spelling? You don't know how this game's supposed to play out, huh? Okay, never mind. This is gonna take forever. I'm sorry to our future overlords, the Dutch, but I just can't do it right now. I'm realizing that the Dutch translation didn't get the love that the English version does. Because in Dutch it just says, I am Bob. Here it has this whole paragraph to explain that he's Bob. Even the part I just kinda weirdly roughly translated. It was simple in the Dutch version, but here it just says, let me just say, I understand your frustration. You can't finish this simple game, right? Like I say, don't get mad, get programming. Now that's something to live by. Dang it! Son of a... Okay, just think. Calm down. C++, JavaScript, HTML. Everything's gonna be okay. As we say, don't get mad, get programming. Instead of using lines of code, here we have these little things called nodons. They have character designs. I made them jump. Yay. So, I actually have tried coding quite a bit before. But, after a while I realized it's not for me and I found it absolutely miserable. And I opted instead for actual languages instead of coding ones. So, to put it in blunt terms, I should know what I'm doing, but I don't and I'm screwed. When you connect two nodons, they blush. I don't like that. Bob is just really happy about this one, and aren't we all? After completing this little thing here, we have a quiz run by another dot named Alice. Man, I'm so smart. Since I already did some lessons with my main profile, I switched over to an alternate one for this video, and now they won't stop calling me Sarah. Now we have to make our first game with the help of Bob. It's a tag game. Yeah, I did. I'm told to give controls. I am told to grab a camera piece, which... Great voice, by the way. He makes me place a block up there. He's really impressed by that. I have to go in and change the properties of the blocks. Now I can walk on it. Then he makes me create a whole level with it. I don't know. We get out launchers to make projectiles. We create 2 characters using both sides of the controller. We mess around with the destructible/destructive properties to make a game work. We use a nodon that detects if an object breaks and then sends out a signal. You connect that signal to a retry, so basically if the game ends, it restarts. How very fun. But I'll be honest, this object break nodon, I don't know, man. This, I don't know. And then this retry nodon. How pathetic. Your weak little games are nothing compared to the atrocities I've committed. Speaking of which, I never got to go to the bathroom earlier, so let me do that. Okay. It's probably okay to go to the bathroom now. So, yeah. No, not again! Okay, no, still bad. I'll go later. My bladder is unhappy. Anyways, let's continue. Since we finished the game, Bob tells me to give it my own spin. All he lets me do is change the color of the blocks. This is like stealing an essay, changing the font size, and then calling it your own. Now, doesn't this look so, as they put it, Sarah? Yay, we finished the first game and the first set of lessons. All the memories. All the pleasant memories. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna miss this time in my life. Moving on. The next game we have to make is a sort of marble labyrinth game. I've always kind of liked those things. Not video game depictions, no. Just the real things. Those are always kind of interesting. Using the blocks, we make a level. Using the overhead view, we change our view. Using movable spheres, we make a movable sphere. It's pretty great. Also, Bob hates apples. Using teleportation nodons, we have to make little fail pockets. I don't know what these things are called. Occasionally during the lessons, Bob wants you to write some stuff into the text blocks. But for some reason, the game can't really recognize when you do it right, so you can just type whatever you want in there. Type in "get the apples." Sure. Did I type apples left? Yeah, definitely. The way you do the background music's actually pretty cool. There's a bunch of different melody lines that you can choose from, and you basically just choose how each part of the song sounds, and it's just kind of cool. But here's where we get our first taste of algebra. Woohoo! Cool, great, yay, cool, great, yay. And with whatever that was, we've made the second game. The next game we have to make is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. There are heavy quotes in every single word there. I don't know, they're kind of fun. I mean, the retry nodon's always a blast. I mean, he mistook this thing as his mother. Don't ever call that thing your mom. In fact, advice for everyone out there, never call that thing your mom. Also, how old is this retry nodon? He's got like a... I don't know what that is. I don't know. Basically, the whole thing of this game is teaching you how to connect things to each other, which is pretty... It's very simple. Also making the game camera move, which is not very hard. Though I will say something, Nintendo's intended audience for this game would find it so boring. From what I can gather, this game is meant for, like, 8-year-olds. In which case, why would they find this fun? It's a bunch of text in the tutorials, and it's like amateur algebra, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure the whole purpose of this game is to get Nintendo more employees. Anyways, we do this, and it's kind of a really boring game, and we create an end screen. Woo, this is my least favorite game of the bunch. I have to piss. Okay, I gotta use the restroom, but this time I'm prepared. Go! Okay. Okay. No, 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 no! I'll go later. I'll go later.
Well, nope. Okay, next thing we have to do. Also, let me just say, I am horrified of this not Nodon. And this background music they use for the lessons is the same in every single one of them. And after so many hours of listening to it, it gets pretty old. You want me to type goal, huh? Alright. Also, Bob makes me create a boss for this level. But he doesn't go down in more hits, so it's actually much easier than the previous enemies. I don't know. I'm not a game designer, but I don't think Bob is either. I have to create more text. The Book of Genesis would be good here. There is a cool thing that they introduce at the end of this set of lessons, though. The texture Nodon. And Bob lets us create our own spaceship. So I just used the AOREan flag. For those of you who don't know what this is my nation from Populous. Using some cheap online software, I even made a national anthem. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on that. The next game we have to make is a 2D platformer, and man, these take forever. You create an item that lets you punch. I don't know why you can't punch before you collect an item, but you can't. Aw, sweet, more text to edit. Oprime Y para saltar. Wait a second. Saltar doesn't mean to punch. That means to jump. I can't even go back and fix it, dang it. One thing I do notice here, though, is that they teach you things that are obvious, but then they don't explain things that probably need explaining. We make a 3D puzzle game, which... Hold on a second. Okay, so the puzzle that Bob comes up with for this game is to break the crate, and then behind it is the layout of a folded out dice. Now Bob thinks it's obvious that the two missing blue squares are 2 and 6, therefore you go over to this button and hit it 26 times to beat the level. But let's talk about this for a second. 1, if you were to roll out a dice completely, why would that one be blank? If you did it right, there should be no blank spaces. Second of all, he makes it to where if you hit 26 on the button before breaking the crate, it soft locks the game and you can't beat it. How is this good game design, buddy? Also, the racing game. We have to create AI in heavy quotation marks. That looks really stupid. Also, you can beat it by just going around. Once again, Bob, there are very easy ways to fix this, but you don't let me do it. There's this thing that they introduce here, which is actually pretty useful. Basically, if you're working on 2 different sides of the programming screen, you can use these little wormholes to teleport one signal to a different place. And it's pretty good. However, the way they use it in the lessons is completely useless. They use it when the signals are right next to each other. It doesn't make any sense.
What? It's right there. You don't need a wormhole.
Now we have to make a 3D platformer. It's the last game of the pack. But this time, Alice wants to join us. And we actually get some fun little conversations. She tries to watch, but then she starts helping Bob, and it makes Bob very, very angry.
Bob, calm down. Bob, calm down.
It's funny. I'm legitimately interested in these 2 characters, even though they're just dots. So as the lessons go on, Alice jumps in and gives us basically harder challenges, even though everything is guided. Bob thinks it's too much for me.
Excuse me? Bob, did you just say I can't handle it? Are you trying to say I'm too weak?
Screw Bob, we're going with Alice. Okay, they're just kind of longer.
So Matt, look at that. I mean, look how polished that is. That's perfect.
The last step is to create my own obstacle.
You shouldn't give someone this much power. You don't know what I could do with it.
I'm so proud of myself.
No, I've never beaten it. In fact, I don't even know if it's possible to beat. Honestly, I don't care. Okay. I do still have to go to the bathroom, but I have a knife this time. And I don't think I'm going to have to use it. I'm going to leave it out here just in case. Okay. No, not again!
After you complete all the lessons, they have these little puzzle challenges, and there's 50 of them. A lot of them are pretty fun, and honestly, it's a pretty good addition. But I'm really interested in this last one here. It's called Perplexing Paradox.
I mean, fair, I guess.
Okay, cool.
So, with all my newfound knowledge, what is my masterpiece? It's this.
It's a very simple mini game. You catch the green balls and avoid the dark green cylinders. Woohoo. This game does have a feature where you can play other people's games. However, you have to have a code for every single one of them. This game should have worked Mario Maker style. That would have really helped it. But no, instead I'm stuck looking up codes to Game Builder Garage games on Google. Alright, let's play a few. The first one up is F-Zero. This is actually kind of impressive.
If you're going to put this much effort into Game Builder Garage, just go make an actual video game. I'd go play it.
Lethal Lava Land. This one's a little rough. There's really not a whole lot of coding going on here, and I mean, look at it. I think you have to break all the blocks. Yeah, looking at the coding in here, that's exactly what you have to do. I'm not gonna do it. The last game I'm gonna play is Ronald's Filet-O-Fish.
Amazing!
Alright, I'm enlightened.
The only nodon I don't really understand is digitize. I read up in the little encyclopedia thing they give you, and I don't think I understand it. Everything else makes sense. I don't really know what digitize does, especially in this case.
I'm just now realizing there's nothing else to do in this game.
Okay, I want to know who this is for, because if you like this sort of stuff, you're probably already coding anyways. And if you don't like this sort of stuff, you're really not going to like this game. So, I don't really know who this is for.
It's kind of sad, to be honest. I mean, it was an enjoyable experience, I guess. However, it's an experience that I don't really care to ever have again.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to use the restroom. Hi, I'm watching some sports on the Entertainment and Programming Network. Yeah.
We're talking about sports. Oh boy.
Don't get me wrong, sports can be great. I mean, Wii Sports Bowling's a hoot. But, I don't know a whole lot about them, so, you know. Alright, screw this. I'm gonna go play some Pikmin. ESPN Sports Connection for the Nintendo Wii U. ESPN Sports Connection. I can't find anything out about this game. All I know is that it was released late 2012, and I'm not even sure it was meant to be for ESPN anyways. Or at the very least, I assume it wasn't, because outside of North America, this game is just called Sports Connection. I don't know what to say. There's not a whole lot of history for this game. In fact, I'm not even sure it exists. Alright. Let's have some fun. What am I doing with my life? The mere fact that I have put myself into a situation in which I am hearing the ESPN theme song in a Wii U game means I need to go to the bathroom and reflect for the next 17 hours. I'm supposed to create a character. Whatever I do, I can't get him to not look like he's about to go commit some crimes. So we're just gonna stick with this. He looks like he just sniffed 12 pounds of Tylenol, and to be honest, I think I'm gonna want to do the same right after this. It's technically a narcotic. We've got 6 games to choose from. Let's start with Dennis.
Love 15.
I just realized there may not be a whole lot to say about this game. Okay, right off the bat, everything is slow. Well, you lightly shake the Wii Remote when the ball comes to you, or if you're playing on the Wii U gamepad, lightly swipe the screen. Let's compare this to Wii Sports, shall we? There is no difference in gameplay between this and Wii Sports Tennis. However, sound effects, visual design, the rumble that makes it feel satisfying, it's all gone, and that makes this horrible. Also, the motion controls are a little less, you know, good, so that's also a thing. I mean, technically there are multiple courts, but no there aren't. The announcer's here, I guess.
15 all.
I just wonder how much he got paid to do this. Also, these score graphics here feel so cheap.
15 love.
Maybe it's because there's nothing moving. Maybe it's because the sound that goes with it is pathetic at best. I don't know. I hate them. Okay, that was quick. I guess we'll move on to golf now. These controls are horrible. I think I need to talk to a therapist about them. They were serviceable in tennis, I guess, because all you had to do was shake the remote. But here, the game is looking for very specific movements, but it doesn't know how to look for them. Help! Okay, shot 2. Well, okay, never mind. After countless therapy sessions, I'm finally on the green. I'm sorry? Did my ball just disappear? What is happening? And I'll be honest, the announcer's starting to really piss me off.
Tricky shot ahead.
Who are you, and stop mocking me?
Won't be easy.
Won't be easy, shut up. Also, I want to point out the fact that this is not some big tournament or competition. I literally just have some random guy commentating over my golfing. Alright, let's insult Wii Sports more by comparing it to this game once again. Okay, here's the deal with Wii Sports Golf and the original Wii Sports. The controls are a little wonky, but they are a godsend compared to this. There's nothing really to compare. I mean, it's the same game in theory, except one just did it so horribly. Also, there is a multiplayer mode called Caddy Mode. Help me. At first, I thought one person had the Wii Remote to hit the ball, and the other person had the gamepad to be a caddy for the Wii Remote. But I don't know about that, because when I finished a hole with the Wii Remote, it says that I lost on the gamepad. So I have no clue. I'm so confused. Vale, ahora el tercer juego. Baseball, you gotta love baseball. You use the Wii Remote to bat and the gamepad to pitch. Alright, let's start with batting. First off, once again, it's looking for very precise movements, but it doesn't know how to find them.
Strike two.
Okay, what? But I mean, I can still hit the ball, sort of, kind of, if I'm lucky. It looks like we're at a Little League stadium. That's hilarious. We need to petition to get Little League stadiums to be used for professional baseball. Okay, cool, that's one half of the story. The gamepad. Oh no. Now, I mean, this works, but that doesn't make it good at all. You have to draw the path of travel for the baseball, but it doesn't really do what you think it's gonna do, so, you know. Also, it is so slow, come on. Excuse me, catcher, what do you want me to do? There is one cool thing they did here. If you throw a pitch and the other team hits it and the game lets you try to catch it, you go into first person mode on the gamepad as one of the fielders and you have to move around the gamepad using motion controls to catch the ball. That's kind of cool. I got it! I beat him, but yeah, I don't think that means anything. The next game is soccer. It's NES Soccer! Oh my heavens. They took NES Soccer, an already kind of boring game, and made it worse! In fact, you have more control in NES Soccer than you do here. How? I'm pretty sure NES Soccer is the most remade game of all time. Alright, before I purposefully give myself a hernia, I'm gonna move on. Alright, the next is karting. Why? Why am I doing it? You know what? Sure. You know what saddens me a little bit? This game works better than all the other ones. And it's still not very good anyway, so, you know, you can play with either the Wii Remote or the gamepad, and I chose the gamepad. But I'll be honest, it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to figure out that this was purely motion controls. Why? Why? There are quite a few tracks. It doesn't really mean much, none of them are special, they all feel exactly the same. But I will give it this. It is functional, even if not very fun or good. It at least works. I will race like my life depends on it. Okay, never mind, grab my casket. So, this is the first game I will give a pass to. Wow, this is going by fast. The next and last game in the bunch.
Ball snap.
This game couldn't even do tennis. You want me to expect it to do football? Look, I'll be honest, I'd rather play a game of Tecmo Bowl than sit down and watch a game of football. So let's just do this. This, like baseball, is split into two parts. For offense, you have the Wii Remote, and for defense, you have the gamepad. On offense, you're pretty much only going to be doing passes because that's really the only way to get things done in this game. You pick a play, you press a button, and then you flick the Wii Remote.
Come on!
Quarterback down.
Congratulations, you just played football. But this is not the interesting part here. Defense. Okay, so from what I can gather, you play as 3 linemen on the gamepad during defense, and you have to physically, with your hand or the stylus, draw the path that you want them to take as the play is happening.
Finally, a game that does things right.
There's not enough time to get them to do what you want them to do, and even if you get them to the place they need to be in, sometimes they just don't do what they're supposed to do. This is torture. This is absolute torture.
That was to nobody.
I honestly think that this would have been 30 times better had they done a crappy version of Madden. Did they just feel they needed to use the gamepad because it's a Wii U game? Why did you do this? Alcohol, drugs, other forms of narcotics, I get it now. I see why you would start doing those. This game is why people get addicted to crack. So, ESPN Sports Connection. Not even supposed to be an ESPN game, considering when it was announced, there was nothing about ESPN in sight, and early US copies of the game were just called Sports Connection. I want to blame ESPN so bad, but I just can't. The history of the game just won't let me blame ESPN. But what I can do is make fun of them for sponsoring this game. Alright, objectively, this game is absolute garbage. But it entertained me. And what else could I really ask for? And sure, its original asking price was way too high. It's pretty cheap nowadays, so I don't know. It's not good. It's not even fun. It's just fun to laugh at. I just realized I forgot to play this game in Dutch. I might get punished for this. Alright, I think I'm gonna go snort some Tylenol now.